I grew up in the hood, and by the time I was 15 years old, I was considered the fast little girl who got pregnant by a 21-year-old man. But my family knew the truth and the backstory about what happened and didn't want to tell the hood because they didn't want to talk about the negligence that actually happened before all of that. And this is the story of the black sheep, aka the truth teller in the family. Okay, trigger more to hold your heart. By the time I was like 6 or 7 years old, my favorite cousin was raping me, and he was playing it under the guise of we're playing a game called Chase the Cat. Now, I bring that up because I need y'all to realize, hold your heart, don't cry. I need y'all to realize that when a kid is going through that, they're not told this is what we're doing. They're told we're playing a game, we're playing a secret game. Y'all have to remember that because y'all overly sexualize these children, but y'all don't even realize these kids are told they're playing a game. And then you also have to think about, like, when we finally are having sex in adulthood, we automatically see it as we're playing a game because we were taught this is a game. Beyond that, I want to say by the time I was like 10 or 11, my grandmother had custody of me. So I like the abuse from my cousin had stopped because I was living at my grandmother's house. But another one of my cousins had introduced me into porn, and I got into porn heavily at a very young age. And then when I finally went back to my mother's house, she ended up marrying this like pedophile, and that man. Obviously, if your mother raised a pedophile and your last child is 6, you're getting touched on. So I was getting touched on, and apparently my niece and nephew were getting touched on as well. And so one day my mother was supposed to beat me. And in my head, I'm like, girl, you're not finna beat me. And this man is touching on me and all this happening. I went to the hospital. I told the hospital about a backstory. Now, I told you I was going to tell y'all the story later. Here's the story that my sister told me that started the whole me worrying about, Chase the Cat, we'll say. And again, I said by that time, that cousin stopped doing Chase the Cat, but in my mind, that's just how I recollected with it to make myself feel better. Mind you, I'm like 11, 12, 13 at this point. But one day, my mother had custody of both my niece and nephew and me, and my mom was blind. My sister wasn't there to help. And my mom told me that she was taking us back to Alabama because that's where I'm from, but I didn't know too much about like my life in Alabama. I didn't know anything about my biological father. Like, I didn't know anything about that part of my family's past. So I told my sister, and she looked at me, and she tweet boy. That crazy ass girl looked at me, and she was like, oh, you're not going down there. Mommy's not going down there with my kids because your real father raped me down there. That's the whole reason all of this happened. And I'm like, wait, all of what happened? Wait. Mind you, this is the first time anybody has ever brought up my real father to me. But my sister basically tells me the story about how she woke up with my real father on top of her, and she had kicked him off, but she missed a period, and she kind of alluded to like she might be my mother, which we can go into that into a whole different story because I have a theory that my sister might be my mom. We can go into that to a whole different thing. Either way, but she alluded a couple times in our argument that she might have been my mother, and she was basically saying we can't go down there because my father raped her down there, and that's the same thing gonna happen to her daughter down there. That was like her mindset. I don't know. I'm gonna assume scarred women scarring women. That's all I can think. And I say scarring women because even though I did not know a lot about my biological father, I knew for a fact that by that time my biological father was dead. So what do you mean he's gonna do it again? But that goes into the theory. Leave it alone. Am I the only person that feel like avocado tastes like a mashed up football field? Okay. I know this is the longest recap in the world, but let's speed it up. So after all that happened, a case was actually opened on my mother and my family. They found out my stepfather was doing other things, but my mother didn't like that the secrets came out. So I was then branded the liar of the family. Don't trust that little girl. She be lying. She's a fast little bitch, okay? A lot of what you're seeing happen to the little 13-year-old girl right now was happening to me. And all I did was go to the hospital. Fast forward, I'm in the streets. I meet a boy. He's 17. I'm 14. We start kicking it though, cause I need friends. I'm tired of being like alone, whatever the case may be. And I'm chilling with his friend group. Now his friend group is one of them friend groups that pass little girls around. Now let's talk about the fact that y'all quick to call these little girls fast for fucking the whole friend group, but y'all not gonna talk about how predatory these boys are for boys. Y'all don't understand what happened when these little girls get passed around. It's not really an option, boy. That motherfucker just happened. You know how many times it was in the midst and somebody else just come in the fucking room and I just let it go because we're all in the friend group. Everybody plays the game anyway, so why the fuck can't they? If I get to keep my friends, fuck it. But y'all demonize these little girls. Anyway, I start fucking the friend group. The friend group eventually gets tired of me, as they do, and especially because I didn't look like this when I was younger. I was ugly. I was ugly. I was scarred. I had a skin condition. I wore glasses. It was a lot. I was not this when I was younger. So when they got tired of me, they got tired of me. The oldest friend in the friend group, who I thought was 17 at the time, turns out the boy was 21. When everybody got tired of me, the 21-year-old decided to make his move, right? When he decided to make his move, I was 15. I had just hit 15 years old. Just hit 15. Actually, he made his move in April. My birthday's in March. Either way, me and the little boy starts dating around now, and it's so crazy because in my head the relationship's so good. I'm bringing him around my family. He's bringing me around his family. His family knows my age. Nobody is saying anything the fuck about it. Nobody's saying anything about it. How old do I think he is? 17. I'm 15 at the time. By that summer, me and him started really having a rocky relationship because he wanted like to control a lot, and he really wanted me to stop chilling with the friend group because I had fucked the whole friend group. But it's y'all fault I fucked the friend group because y'all wanted to do all that weird rapey ass shit that y'all call passing girls around. But we're not going to talk about that. But I decided I didn't want to stop chilling with the friend group because I already didn't have friends. So you want to isolate me again? I'm already isolated in the house. My family don't like me. My hood don't like me. You the only man that I'm dating. These people barely fucking like me. They only liked me because they was fucking me. Now they make fun of me and you're telling me I can't be their friend too? So I just got to be alone and it's only you? No. Okay, this is getting pretty long, so I'm going to make a part 2. Sorry. By the time I was 15 years old, I was labeled the fast little girl who got pregnant by a man who was 21 years old. But my family knew the truth, and they decided to lie to the whole hood because they didn't want to talk about the negligence that led to that. Part 2. Hey! So I left off in the last story with I started dating this 17-year-old boy. The 17-year-old boy introduced me to his friend group who we'll call Ja. He was the 17-year-old. Z and K were both of age, so we're not gonna say their name. And then Richard Friday, that's his name. He was 21 years old. We're gonna talk about that. When I originally met Richard Friday, he told me he was 17 years old. I was 15 years old, I think. No, I was 14 when I first met him. I was 15 when we finally started dating. Now, this gets crazy because I was around his family. He was around my family. He was in my house. We were together regularly. And it's so diabolical because he would like come get me from school and everything. And eventually, like, him coming to get me from school is when I realized, like, you're not 17. How old are you? And then he lies to me. He tells me he's 19. But by this time in our relationship, I have already established with my entire family that he is 17. So I don't want to have to go back and explain to them, hey, you guys, he's really 19. It's not like they would have cared. They don't give a fuck about me anyway. And to clear it up, it wasn't because I wanted to lie to my family. It was because I didn't want to get rid of the only person who was nice to me. And my family already labeled me a liar. So even if I would have went back and be like, listen, I didn't know he was 19. Turns out he was 19. What do I do? They would have still just called me a fast little liar. So pick your battles. I chose to stay. Fuck. Like, yeah, it wasn't the smartest decision, but I was a 15-year-old girl who family did not care about her. And the only person I had was him. Because even my friend group officially turned on me. Who you think I'm going to choose? Why should I have had to make that decision? I should have been comfortable enough with my family to have been able to go back and talk to my family and not thought even if I told the truth they would have labeled me a liar. Because them labeling me a liar with my stepfather is why I stopped speaking up on so many truths for such a long time. Now you can't get me to shut up about the truth. And now that I'm finally speaking about this, I'll tell you this part at the end of the story. But the end of the story caused me to not be able to speak up for myself for so many motherfucking years. I hope this shit changed my life, and I'm telling on y'all. But anyway, back to the story. So by the time it's like, fuck it, I already told everybody you 19, but I told them like, yo, don't lie to me no more. And we stayed together. It was that. But the relationship was rocky because, nigga, you lied to me, and I couldn't really fathom the fact that, like, are you really technically a dog? And I had to think about, like, I didn't want to date anybody that was older than 18. That was my rule. That's why you told me you were 17. And now it turns out you're 19. It's like, But we've been together for a minute. And I ain't never really had a relationship before you. So, shit, I don't want to leave you, nigga. But damn. Either way, that was the summertime. The summertime was hectic, and by that next school year, me and him are like really kind of falling apart. I'm looking elsewhere. I'm looking back in my age range because I don't really want to be with you. Like, I'm irritated. Like, I don't know. And I was feeling prettier that next year. I still had the skin condition, but I had a boyfriend, so I had a little bit more confidence. Either way, so I had a friend named X. And one day, X asked me to chill. This is like the school year had just started. I think it was like September. X had asked me to chill, and I told my boyfriend at the time I'm going to chill with X because I had no reason to lie. I'm going to chill with my friend. Like, I didn't have any nefarious intent. There was never any intent to do anything I had no business doing. X was also 15. We chilled, and while we were chilling, X he told me that he liked me, and I told him, well, I don't like you like that. We just friends. You know, I got a boyfriend. This ain't that. And I tried to just go back to chilling, and he looked at me. He was like, no, like, I like you, and I heard, you know, like, I heard you're easy. Like, I know it's not hard to get you. And it's like, all right, but you also heard I have a boyfriend. You heard I've been with him for a while, so why are you even doing this right now? And, like, I tried to just get out of there, and I clearly didn't get out of there. And because I was not able to make it out of there, when I did get out of there, I made it out of there with a baby. Yeah. Whatever the case may be, I never really told anybody what X did. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to forget it. It happened, oh well, okay? It happens all the time. This is my mindset because it literally happens all the time. So, okay, whatever. That's what y'all don't know. A lot of these easy little girls be getting fucking raped regularly. But we gonna leave it alone because I'm getting a headache. So, whatever the case may be, that was September. October went around. Now, part I didn't bring up, I had a friend named Makira. She wasn't really a great friend, but she was my friend. She was my female best friend at the time because she was all I fucking had. And Richard also wanted me to stop chilling with Makira. And I told Makira what happened. I finally told her what happened at the end of October. And Makira went and told my mother on me immediately. And I was pissed with her because when I told her what happened, I told her, girl, don't tell my mom. But X did this, that, and the third. My period ain't come again. Like, bitch, talk to me. Say something. Mind you, by this time, I missed 2 periods because I missed the one for September and I missed the one for October. Because my period was coming at the end of the month at that time. So it's like, what's going on? Regardless of any fact, the night my mom found out, she took me down to the hospital. We did a kit. Obviously, a month later, nothing turned up in the kit. I wasn't a virgin, and I had a boyfriend. Either way, but it did turn up that I was 6 to 8 weeks pregnant. I believe it was 6 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Needless to say, once again, there's a riot in the family. And we're going to take it into a part 3 because this next part is going to be really, really harsh. So when I tell you trigger warning, I actually am going to have to go smoke after that. I want to smoke right now, but I want to get this shit out sober. Like, my inner child needs to let this go. So meet me in part 3. We'll see you there. Listen, I know you probably meant well when you say this, but everything has a cost. And no matter who you are, you have to pay the piper. Here's part 3 of how I ended up the 15-year-old girl who got pregnant by a man that was 21. Let's talk about it, and we'll explain this. So go back to part 2 to figure out whose baby it really was. But once again, it was not the 21-year-old man's baby. But small recap, like I said, my friend at the time, Makaira, who was like my only female friend, but she wasn't really a good friend to me. So I just considered her a part of the people that turned on me in the friend group. She told my mom everything that happened. My mom took me to the hospital, but it's literally a month and some change later. Girl, you're not going to find anything in there. It's literally 8 weeks later because I was 8 weeks pregnant. You're not going to find anything. Sorry. And I got a boyfriend, girl. And something else, like Richard was kind of pushing, like this at this point in time, I want to say the beginning of October really is when he started kind of talking to me about wanting to have a kid. He kept saying he felt like if we had a kid, our relationship would be better. And he kept saying like he see that my family don't treat me right, so he feel like if I have a kid, I'll finally have someone to love me. And I don't know, he was just like kind of really pressing for me to have a kid, and it was like, no. Now I need y'all to keep the timeline in mind because my family, they fucked up this timeline purposely to like ruin my reputation. I was assaulted mid-September. Richard started pushing for us to have a baby the end of the first week of October. He did not start letting go in me until around the second to third week of October. By the fourth week or the first week of November, my mother found out I was 8 weeks pregnant. There was no way for that baby to have been Richard's. The baby belonged to X. Regardless of any fact, like I said, finding out I was pregnant in general caused a riot in the family. Around this time, apparently my cousin, the same cousin who was playing Chase the Cat, mind you, his baby mother comes out of the woodworks and she's like, oh, and by the way, I know Richard Friday. And I'm like, okay. She didn't tell me, but she told all my other siblings behind my back that Richard was actually 21. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I didn't know. So now my family has figured out everything. Makaira's told them everything. Makaira told them that Richard wanted a baby. My family trying to say, oh, it's Richard's baby. She didn't get raped. Da 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 da. She's just lying. Da 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 da. Two things could be true at the same time. Either way, their first step. I remember the brother who paralyzed my stepfather, my oldest brother, the big sister that told me my father sexually assaulted her, and my middle sister, and a couple of other background people, and my cousin Lizette, like other background people that should not have been there, were all in the room. And they sat me down and they pressed me about the timeline. I'm talking pressed. And I kept saying the same shit, but you know families like that, when you not giving them the story they want, they'll start saying things to confuse you, so they can go, oh, I caught you in a lie. Oh, you're confused. I caught you in a lie. And it's like, you didn't catch me in a lie. You're switching what you're saying and you're confusing me, and I'm trying, like, I'm not lying, but you know how it go. The next step on their journey to getting rid of this baby was my mom. Oh boy, that shit shattered our relationship. I believe this is the reason I stopped loving my mother. I didn't treat her differently, but I stopped loving my mother for a while after this. From the time she found out I was pregnant in that damn hospital, and she found out that I did not want to press charges on X for raping me because I didn't want to deal with the questions, and that lady literally looked me in that hospital room. In the hospital room, the day my mom found out I didn't want to press charges on X, she literally looked me in my face in front of the cop and said, well, I guess he didn't rape you enough. I'll never forget that. Because the cop looked at me and he asked me, like, you want to press charges? I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm good. Because I don't want to go through the questioning. I'm good. I don't want to go through that. And my mom looked at, she was so mad. And my mom was blind, but when she was mad enough, she had a habit of looking directly at you. And she's over here and she's talking, mind you, I'm where you are. She's looking over here. And I said something. And I was like, no, I don't want to da-da-da-da. And she looked at me. She was like, well, I guess he didn't rape you enough. And I just stopped like, oh. I even remember the cop stopping like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. No. Like, yo, he was disgusted with my mother when she said that shit. He kind of just looked at her like, bitch. So, either way, from that day to 12, 17, no, 12, 16, 14, me and my mother got into it every motherfucking day because she wanted me to get rid of the baby and I didn't really want to. So, I say like 3/4 of the way through, I finally just got so tired because every day she would pull me in her room, yell at me, possibly beat me, do all types of weird shit, have my siblings come in the room, yell at me, call people to broadcast the news, all everything she could to break me down because she wanted me to just tell her I don't want the baby anymore. So about 3/4 of the way in, I just finally started saying fuck it. 12, 16, 14, she looked me in my face. She was like, do you want to keep your baby? And knowing if I said yes, it would have just been consequence. And I wasn't even beat anymore because I knew no matter if I said yes or no, I was losing my baby tomorrow. So I looked at her and I said, no, I don't want to keep her. And that was the worst decision of my life. Because for so long, don't do that. Hold on. My bad. Like I said, I don't talk about this often. So, this hurts. But like I said, everybody has a price to pay. Okay? Everything costs something. You're gonna have to pay the piper. My price to pay was either raise that baby or don't speak up for yourself for the next 14 years. Raise that baby or go through emotional turmoil and not be able to make decisions for yourself for the next 14 years. Honestly, I would have rather just put 18 in with my baby. At least I would have had a family. So I know you probably meant the best by this comment. And lucky for you, I didn't have the baby. But I lost so much more. You wouldn't even know.
I went no contact with my entire family today. And it feels incredible. But let me tell you, it felt really shitty in the process of deciding if I wanted to. But what the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? I had a full-on heart attack the other day. A heart attack. I spent days in the hospital. And not a single member of my family made an intention to come and see me. I had 100 people in the comments talking about they praying, 100 text messages, hella phone calls of niggas asking vague ass questions and then telling me all about their fucking shit. Nigga, I texted my mom. It's just so crazy. I texted my mom and I told her what was going on and I made it very, very plain. All she said was okay. Okay, and okay. Not, she didn't even spell the shit out, okay? I tell her that, she calls me like 4 hours later, right? I'm in the hospital at this point, like, and at this point, I'm actively having the heart attack. Like, this shit is so fucking crazy to me. I'm actively having the heart attack. We're still in the process of even getting me proper care, okay? 4 hours later, she finally calls me, asks a few questions. My sister calls her. She says, oh, I'm gonna call you back. Your sister's calling. My sister lives with her. My sister has her own issues, but I can't fathom that there is anything more important than my child that is actively having a fucking heart attack. I'm 31. One of my brothers calls me. This nigga is literally sitting here quoting scriptures that he doesn't fucking know. He even tried to mention at some point, like, everything happens for a reason. Boy, fuck you. And fuck whatever you believe. I'm so tired of Christians. What I'm not finna do is sit here and pretend like I'm gonna pray for you as a substitute for fucking showing up. Everybody's praying. Oh, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. When the fuck do you show up? My best friend found out and was there in 20 minutes flat. My other best friend found out, and because somebody was already there with me and she wasn't sure that I was allowed to have multiple guests, she was there before I even woke up the next day. Checked in immediately. My daughter's godmother made sure she was good, kept her, and then my best friend All two of my best friends and my daughter's godmother were the ones that made sure my daughter had exactly everything that she needed. She was able to be where she needed to be, and she was taken care of. And they made sure I was good. Not a single fucking family member showed up for me. My family lives, some of them live about 4 hours away. When my sister told me that her heart was pumping at 10%, mind you, heart disease runs in my fucking family. So niggas know the severity. On top of that, I have hella medical professionals in my family. We understand how bad this shit is. My mom worked in the hospital for over fucking 20 years, maybe 25, damn near 30. I remember being in school with my mom in preschool. She's been in the hospital. She's been in hospice. She's done this shit for my entire fucking life. And you mean to tell me that you couldn't even come and check on me? When my sister called me and told me that her shit was fucked up, I drove 8 hours in one day just to lay eyes on her, just to touch her, feel her, spend time with her, and make sure she was fucking okay. My sister can't physically do that type of shit. She made sure that everybody that I was close with, everybody that mattered, knew what was going on and had my proper information, knew where I was at, and was able to make sure that I was good. Someone that doesn't even have the capability to drive, my sister is blind. My own mother didn't even think to put effort behind coming to make sure that I was okay until my sister told her that I felt some type of way about it. Your baby, 31 years old, mid heart attack. You can't even be on the phone with me for 5 minutes before you find something else more important. Huh? So then she calls me again maybe the next day to check in. Real quick, vague questions. And immediately, as soon as she could, oh yeah, because I got to go to urgent care and I got this and that going on and this and that going on. My oldest brother called me, check in, and then immediately he's telling me about what the fuck he got going on with his health. Not a single person in my family said, I'm on my way. Whether the whole, let me know if you need anything. Let me know if you want me to pull up. Let me know. Nigga, I'm having a fucking heart attack. I don't know what I need right now. And in that, nobody even questioned what was going on with my daughter, if she needed care, if I needed anything with regard to her. Nothing. My entire family fucking failed me in the middle of a goddamn heart attack. And these niggas think I'm about to fucking deal with them. Fuck you. Fuck your kids. Fuck y'all friends. If I know you through my family, fuck you too. By association, when I tell you these niggas, everybody's blocked. My mom, girl, fuck you. What do you mean? I had to sit there and process a fucking heart attack with not a single family member in sight. But my homegirls, they got me. I had little niggas that I be talking to, checking in more than my fucking mom, more than my fucking family. Niggas did their little, oh, I just called, make sure you was good, and never hit me back. Never double checked. Never asked for clarity, never asked for more questions, nothing. They made they checked it off the list, and then they left it I could have fucking died. But what was most important was telling me all about your fucking shit. Hurry up and get me off the phone. Making sure I didn't fucking die so you can go on with your fucking day. But at no point did anybody think, let me go up there and put eyes on my fucking sibling, my fucking daughter, my fucking niece. I got hella fucking family out here. I'm from this place. I'm from Tacoma. Born and fucking raised. I got 9,000 fucking cousins, and about 1,000 of them are blood cousins. I'm being dramatic, but I'm fucking not. Not a single fucking family member. Everybody's watching. Everybody's praying. A like and a comment do not suffice when somebody is literally in a life or death experience and everybody's just fucking watching. When I tell you, I sat there and I processed my feelings. And the craziest part, like the hospital experience was already stressful enough. It was already stressful enough. What happens in the case where I can't fucking advocate for myself? I didn't even get proper care until I snapped on them niggas. And I got hella medical professionals in my family, and not a single person thought, let me go up there and make sure that she's got somebody to be her eyes and ears just in case they're not doing right. But my best friend did. This shit's so crazy. And when people talk, oh, but that's still your family. Fuck everybody. From the deepest part of my heart that still is functioning right, fuck everybody. I never felt so deeply about something in my life. Like, I've already been on the verge of going no contact because of the trauma that I have. I have been diagnosed with complex PTSD. I have the worst trauma. You know, the craziest part about this shit, right? So my mom, She's talking to me and she's like, well, yeah, didn't you have history with heart problems? Didn't you have hypertension because of preeclampsia? No, nigga. I had hypertension because you aided my sister who was not right in the head in traumatizing me so fucking bad while I was 7 months pregnant that I had my baby early. And because you don't give a fuck about me, it's so easy for you to twist that whole story in your mind to make it about something that it's not. Because it's easier to say, oh yeah, well, heart disease runs in your family, instead of acknowledging, no, remember the time we had her fucked up and traumatized her so bad that she ended up having her baby early? I hate these niggas. And I mean that. And I have no intention on ever coming around. Niggas need to be happy that they can FaceTime my baby's iPad from time to time. That I'm allowing her to even talk to her cousins and shit, because they really didn't do shit. But y'all come from some fucked up ass people. And I come from a fucked up ass family. It's so hot. Like, I'm every time I think about it, I get re-mad, and I can't even feel the anger full out because my fucking heart is fucked up. And I'm not trying to have a fucking stroke. And I'm gonna give my sister her tens because she really do not have the access. My sister has her own health issues, and that's my nigga. And we've been through our shit, and we've healed through our shit. But outside of my sister, she's the only person that will know that I'm alive. She's the only person that will be able to even access me, talk to me, anything, because she shows up every fucking time. And I made sure she knew that. I said, every single person has no access to me. Regardless of the lack of resources, my sister makes it a point to make sure that I know that she sees me, she loves me, she takes care of me. Everybody else don't give a fuck. But wholeheartedly, like, I wish this was some, like, it was something like, bitch, I had a fucking heart attack at 31 years old and not a single person in my family showed up for me. Niggas didn't even think to send fucking flowers. Huh? That's crazy. I had a friend check on me every single day and send me flowers from across the fucking country, and my own family just said, oh, well, she ain't dead, so right, I'm not dead, fuck y'all.
Years ago, when I was dating my youngest daughter's father, we had been dating probably about a month and a half at this point. We were at his mom's house, and she was sitting in the living room on the phone talking to one of their relatives. I sat in the living room with her, and I was just on my phone doing whatever I was doing, and he had gone to the restroom. Now, I wasn't eavesdropping on her conversation or anything like that, but I did overhear her say, ain't nobody here got no job. Everybody here is still looking. So, of course, that sent my antennas up like, what she mean? Ain't nobody here got no job. So then she gets a little bit more specific. She's like, I ain't worked since I got laid off, and Melvin ain't found nothing either. Melvin. So now I'm really like, what is she talking about? Because this man's name is Melvin. So when he comes back, we go outside. And I'm, of course, questioning, what is your mother talking about? I overheard her on the phone telling your relative, y'all ain't got no job. Now, I knew his mom had been laid off, but he ain't said nothing about himself. According to him, he go to work every day. Matter of fact, not even according to him, every morning when this man gets up to go to work, he calls me. And I am listening to him drive to work every single day. Not only that, when you take your breaks, you call or you text me every day. When you get off work, you're in uniform every day. I see you every day. So he's like, I do have a job. I don't know what she talking about. I got a job. So he goes back in the house. I don't know what he says to his mom, but then he tells me to come in the house. She then comes to me and says, he got a job. Melvin got a job. He just don't have a second job. He need to get a second job. But Melvin got a job. So I said, okay, because as far as I'm concerned, this man go to work every morning. So some time after that, I don't remember how long it was, but it was some time after that, he comes to me and says they're about to do layoffs at work. Now, this is during a time when layoffs are very normal. It happens. I had been laid off a couple of times by this time, so it was nothing. I understood. But he tells me, we'll know tomorrow if we're getting laid off. So the next day, he's supposed to be at work. I'm at work. I'm on pins and needles waiting to see, is he getting laid off? I'm texting him. He's texting me saying they hadn't said nothing, but you know how they do with management. Sometimes you're the last to find out. So then 4 o'clock comes and I get the dreaded text. They got me. They laid me off. So I go see him after work as I have done every day. And he's sitting there in uniform, clearly upset that he's been laid off. So now let's fast forward for a couple of years, because that's when all of the truth about this man comes out. And by now, we have a daughter. What I didn't know was when I met him, he was indeed laid off, right along with his mom. He did not have a job. Was he circling around Atlanta every single morning to make it seem like he was going to work? He absolutely was. Every morning, he would get up the same time and drive around Atlanta like he was going to work. When I would see him, when I got off work, he would be in uniform every single day, even though he did not have a job. Now, I've never told every single detail about my relationship with my daughter's father because, baby, that story would be bigger than Risa Tisa's. You hear me? But let me just say, this is the reason why I tell you all to be mindful of narcissists, because they will go to any extent to get what they want, and they can hide who they are for very long periods of time. But I'm bringing all of this up not for the sake of what he did, but for the sake of what his mom did. See, earlier today, I was scrolling on Facebook and I came across this post in this Black women's group that asked the question of, if you had a son who had a girlfriend and he was cheating on her, would you tell her? And the responses on that post were mind-blowing. And I don't know why. I don't know why I was mind blown, because I just did a post the other day that said moms raise their daughters and love their sons. And I was talking about Black moms because I'm living it. I am living it right now. But I know as a sister who has a brother, if my brother was cheating, I would tell that girl, get away from him. He ain't no good. Now, what she do with that information is on her. But I just couldn't allow myself to sit around and know that this girl being cheated on and not say anything. And maybe I feel like that because that's what happened to me. Because not only did his mom uphold this lie, she knew that this man was cheating on me my entire pregnancy. His sister knew that he was cheating on me my entire pregnancy. They not only knew that he was cheating with one woman, they also knew he had another woman pregnant at the same time. The only thing is, unfortunately, she lost her baby and I had mine, but we were due in the same month. And do you think these people said anything to me? No. I was very close with them. I saw them more than I saw my own family. When I say I was close to these people, I was very close to them. And the only thing his sister could say is, well, I just didn't really talk to her. I didn't engage with her like that. And the lady that he was cheating on me with, the main one, not the one he got pregnant, she was a one-night stand or something, but this main one he was cheating on me with, when I finally found out about that, which was after my daughter was born, she said, well, I can say his family loves you. Do they? She said, because when I go over there and I sit in the living room with his mom and his sister, they don't even say nothing to me. But I know they talk about you all the time, and they really do love you. Do they? Because did they love me the night that I was at his mom's house on Christmas Eve, very much pregnant with our daughter, and I was supposed to be on bed rest, but his mother called me and said, hey, we know you're supposed to be on bed rest, but let him just come pick y'all up. And because I had Brooklyn at the time, my oldest daughter, and you just sit down and we'll do everything for you. So instead of letting him come pick me up, I just drove myself. And we were there all Christmas Eve. And then there was a knock at the door. Now, I had no idea who it was. I was in the kitchen with him. He was cooking something. His mom was cooking something. Literally, he had taken whatever he was cooking, I don't even remember what it was, and put it in my mouth for me to taste it, and then kissed me. And then came this knock at the door. His sister goes to the door. She opens it and slams it shut and says, Melvin, the door is for you. Now, of course, I'm like, But I go sit down because I'm very much pregnant and I ain't supposed to be here no way, according to my doctor. So I hear him outside arguing back and forth with a woman. But I'm thinking it's his ex wife. He has two older children with her, and they always arguing. So I don't get in the middle of that. So that's what I'm thinking it is. Well, come to find out, it was the woman he was cheating on me with, because he was supposed to be at her house, not at his mom's house with me. And when she saw my truck, she was like, what is she doing here? And he said, oh, she here because she's supposed to be trying to prove to us that this baby belonged to me. But I just want to show y'all the responses that these women gave in this post. Now, y'all can pause and read if y'all want to, but we can't be out here being mad at men for cheating on us. But then when it's another woman getting cheated on by our sons, we won't protect her. Help me understand that. Help me understand that. How we going to be the victim and the enabler? Really? Yeah. I hope none of these women in those comments ever get cheated on, because if they do, I'm going to say they deserve it. They deserve it, because to let a woman get hurt by your son just because that's your son is disgusting. It's disgusting. And I pray these mothers and they stinking sons don't ever find neither one of my daughters. Ever.
Let me tell y'all about this time in high school when I was a freshman. This sophomore tried to lure me and my homegirl that lived on the same block as me in Chicago to get into the adult street world. Okay, so I met this girl in my math class. She failed math as a freshman, and so she had to retake freshman math as a sophomore. And so she kind of like warmed up to me and my friend right away. Like the first week of school, it's like she had her eye on us and she would not like, she's like, what lunch y'all got? And I'm like, I told her our lunch. I told her, she told me her lunch. And I was like, how you don't have no lunch with no freshmen? She was like, oh, I'm a sophomore. I was like, so why would you ask us what lunch we have? Like, she was like, I'll come to y'all lunch. I don't care. I won't, like, you could put your code in or whatever, and you could go to any lunch. Like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, this our lunch period. She's like, yeah, maybe I'll come and eat lunch with y'all. Like, y'all real cool. Y'all real cool. Okay, we not thinking nothing of it. We freshmen. We like, wow, a sophomore like us. Like, that's so cool. Cause she like, y'all be sneaking out. Y'all be like outside for real. No. I said I'd be in front of my house or down the street at the playground or at my friend's house, but ain't too much sneaking out. Like, I was like, we'll go to like a little juke party or something every now and then, but we not just like sneaking out every night. She was like, y'all go out during the week, like school days? I was like, hell no. Like, my mama do not play that shit. And she like, you stay with your mama now? I was like, yeah, I stay with my mama, my grandma, and my granddaddy. So it's hella supervision. she just was laughing. So she just really took to us. And she was like, okay, well, maybe I could come chill with y'all. So when she came over, my mama was like, yeah, no, stop hanging with her. And I was like, what? Like, she really cool? Like, we got same classes at school left. And she said, leave it at school. Leave it at school. Don't bring her back over here. She was like, that little girl is too grown. And I don't know what she trying to befriend y'all for, but leave that little girl alone. And hard head, make her soft, you know. We go back to school and I'm like, she's like, I loved your family. It was so nice. They was so chill. Like, I got to come back over there. I was like, yeah, no, my mom said I can't have no company no more. She said no more. I was like, yeah, like she said I got to take a break on having company. I was embarrassed, but I'm like, yeah, she said I got to take a break on having company or whatever. She's like, oh, that's fine. Like, you could just come over. And I was like, yeah, I don't think my mama let me come over to your house either. She was like, you don't have to tell her you're coming to my house. She was like, what, she didn't like me or something? I was like, she ain't got no problem with you. Why would she have a problem with you? She was like, I mean, she kind of didn't, like, she was short with me. She kind of just was looking at me like, kind of like, what was I doing hanging out with y'all? And I'm like, I don't know. That's just my mama. She just is how she is. So she like, I mean, y'all should definitely come over. Like, maybe just sneak over. Like, I just want y'all to see, like, how I'm like, I'm just living. Like me, it's like hella girls where I live. Like we be having fun. Like we be drinking. Like y'all drink. The I was like, I drink with my family, but like I don't drink outside of like my family. But not like that. I don't drink like that. The most I drank at that point in my life was Arbor Mist. And that was me drinking my grandma's Arbor Mist. And so she like, well, you should just come over and like, you don't know how you gonna be. You don't know how you gonna be off the liquor. You don't know. And I was like, well, maybe we'll come over. We'll see. So I talked to my friend. I'm like, my mama told me not to hang out with her no more because like, it's not good. Like, it's not good for us to be around her. And she was like, yeah, she ain't ever came to my house, but it's like, I do want to check out like where she live or whatever. She said like they be drinking and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. Like at this point, I'm always down to rebel, but I was like, it's something about my mama telling me don't go over there or she can't come back over here. Like my mama never say that. I was like, I should probably listen. She was like, I mean, we could just go check it out and leave. I was like, okay. So I tell my mom, like, I'm going down the street to my friend's house. And she said, okay, I'll see. Because I always hung out with my friend down the street. And she like, okay, like, let's go over there. So she had wrote her address down or whatever. And she didn't live far from us. So we like, perfect. We go over to her house. And she basically live in a fucking trap house. And so when I go over there, I'm like, it's like hella girls, but everybody's older. Everybody like dressed so slutty. It's like hella men. They like pulling the girls by like, bro, come here. And we just kind of like little ass kids, like 15. And her brother comes out and he's like, oh, these must be the girls you was telling me about from school. These must be the girl you telling me about from school. And I'm just like, what you telling him about us for? She was like, no, like, that's my brother. That's my brother. Like, I just was telling him I was going over y'all house or whatever. He was like, so, like, which one of y'all want to be, like, over here with us? I said, over here with y'all doing what? He was like, okay. And she's like, stop that shit for real. Stop that shit. They just got over here. And so that alone was, like, the first red flag to be like, take your ass home. And don't go back over there. So she was like, gone, like gone for real. So he go in the house and we don't see him no more. So we just out there with hella older people. Like we was the youngest besides her. Like every other girl that was over there was hella old. Well, at least looked old. Maybe it was just the street life ruining them. But they wasn't as young as 15, okay? And so we like, we started getting in the groove. They started playing their music. They like, let's have a little like dance contest or like, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, like I love to dance or whatever. They like, let me see like what kind of moves you got. Let me see what you could do. And I'm not thinking. So like we listening to slow jams. I'm winding. I'm doing everything. They like, damn girl, like you will be straight. Like if you was to be over here with us, you would be straight. And again, I'm so caught up in the moment. I'm like, literally. And so I'm like, all right, y'all, but I got to get ready to go because, my mama, no, I'm supposed to be down the street from my house. So I'm not supposed. She's like, you can stay over here. You can stay over here. And I'm like, nah, fuck no. She was like, oh, you follow the rules. And I'm like, yeah, because motherfuckers ain't about to get no whooping. The fuck? So she's like, okay, I'll see y'all at school tomorrow. We go back to school the next day. She was like, man, it was so much fun last night, huh? Like, we have fun like that every single night. Like, y'all should definitely just, like, sneak back over again tonight. I was like, yeah, now my mama not going. I can't even go outside every day. If I went outside yesterday, my mama, like, ain't no going outside today. If you want to go somewhere, go in the backyard, go in the front yard, but you can't leave out the gate. So, you choose. And I'm just like, so I'm like, yeah, you just got to give us a couple of days and we'll come back over there. She was like, okay, like next time you come, just let me know so I can like let my brother know to like leave you alone. And I'm just like, yeah, make sure you tell him that because I was hella uncomfortable about like what he was saying or whatever. And she's like, yeah, for sure. He always be doing that, just like bothering my friends or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, naive. So we eventually like a week and a half passed and I said, I'm going to go back down to my friend's house for fake to get her. And we go back over to her house. And so now there's like new girls, not the same girls that was there before. And he's like, yeah, see, they came over right in time because it's already these girls here. So like, shit, we could see where they fall in line with these girls. Now, the girl from high school, she was just acting more like them, not like as friendly, like, oh, she's like, yeah, for sure. And we looking like fall in line for what? She was like, oh, no, they just gonna see like we like, like street girls. Street girls. I'm like, what the fuck is a street girl? She's like, you know, like sometimes like if they need us to go pick up a package for them and like we'll pick up the package and like get them the money for it if they need us to, you know, give a man what we got, like to make sure that they got what they need then. And me, I'm 15. What you mean what I got? What do I have that a man want? And she's like, she just busted out laughing. I'm dead ass serious. I wasn't even having sex. What do you mean? I was like, I don't know, like, what y'all talking about. And her brother, like, that's perfect. That's what we need. You know how much money we can make? You know how much money we can make with somebody that don't know what's going on right now? And so we look at me and my friend looking at each other. He like, yeah, this gonna be good. This gonna be good. Now, back then we had flip phones. Flip phones was free after 9. But if you could use them, but you don't have free minutes. So we looking at the door or whatever, like, he was like, oh, y'all think y'all finna go? This me. Yeah. Because clearly it's some shit going on here that, number one, my mama told me to stop hanging out with you. And she was like, the girl said, and you should have. You should have listened to your mama. You should have. Because now you could be in a world that you probably can't even get out of. What the fuck? I'm gonna make a part 2. So part 2, I had this girl from high school tried to recruit me and one of my friends to get into the street work. So we at her house, whatever, and she's like, yeah, now you in a world that, you know, you about to get into a world you can't get out of. Like nobody can help you. Like what you thought you was just gonna keep like coming around here and like being pretty and thinking that shit ain't gonna pay off. Like you had plenty of opportunities. Like the first time you came here, you heard how my brother was talking to you and you still came back over here. Like you seen all the girls and how we dress and like what's going on and you still came back over here. So to us, it's given you want to be a part of this world. And like now you is, because y'all not leaving. Like y'all not leaving. Y'all here. And I'm just standing there. I'm like steady looking at the door because I'm scared as shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is y'all on this? Like, why is y'all on this? And her brother, he like, I mean, bro, I told you when you was here the first time. I'm trying to tell you, she telling me to be quiet. She was better off just letting me tell you what was going on. You should never came back over here. You should never came back over here because you coming back over here means that you down with what the fuck going on. What's going on over here. So whole time she's like, you know, ain't no leaving the house. Like you in this house now. Like you a part of the world that we about to, you know, put your ass in. And so I'm like, I just want to let y'all know that my mama do know I'm here. She was like, yo, bitch ass lying. You lying. She don't know you here because she already told you to stop hanging out with me. You already told me that y'all snuck over here. And I said, I didn't tell my mama that I was coming here to see you. But my first mind told me to write a note on the counter and say, this is the address that me and my homegirl is going to. And I was like, so, you know, my mama's going to come here. Like, I'm just letting you know that right now. They're like, if your mama come, like, we'll beat your ass. We'll beat your mama ass. Like, because, like, once you in here, like, once we lock you in, you locked in. I said, I'm not locked in anywhere. Like, I'm leaving here tonight. Like, y'all not about to pimp me the fuck out. Like, they like, bro, all right, we gonna see. Let your mama come, your mama gonna fuck around and get hurt. We letting you know that right now. I wasn't worried about it. Like, I had so much confidence in my mama. And I'm just looking at her. Bro, you really a bitch. Like, for real. I'm like, she was like, yeah. Like, how you think I got in this? Somebody invited me over here. I'm thinking I'm pretty. I'm thinking a motherfucker like me. Whole time, they recruited me. That's how I failed freshman year. Because I'm over here doing this. And you be tired in the morning. You be up all night. Your time and your schedule is not yours. You going to school, motherfucker, let you go to school. You going to school to recruit other girls to come here. Like, I'm not even going to school for school. I'm coming to recruit girls from high school to come and get, you know, be out here in the street with us. So I'm just looking. So they steady making a joke. Where your mama at? Where your mama at? Where your mama at? Motherfucking mama to the rescue, y'all. Because I was supposed to be in that house at 8 o'clock on school days. And it was a school day. She knocking on the door. Do. They like, who the fuck is that? I'm sitting there. They're like, bro, if this your mama finna get fucked up. I'm telling you right now. And that's me. And so they open the door. It's my mama and some more motherfuckers, like hella people. They just standing behind my mama. Hella men standing behind my mama. My mama like, come on. Come on. So they looking. This me. You know them? I said, Mama, they said they was gonna beat your ass if you came here to get me. She said, Michelle, shut up. Shut up. It ain't shit funny. I don't even know why you talking, because little do you know, your little ass, we could never have seen you again. That's why I told you to stop hanging around that girl. When she came to my house, I seen what she was doing to you. Then she was looking at her like, and I should beat your ass. I should bring my daughter over to beat your ass. I should have Michelle beat your ass. Because I seen what you was doing. But she's so fucking dumb and gullible that she just let you do it. And the girl was like, well, and that's the type of girls that we go after. Like, if you think you're so pretty, you pretty enough, you gullible enough. I guess so. I guess I am. So at this point, I'm feeling, my mama like, get your ass out this house. And come on. Told my friend, come on. And they like, I guess it was the big homies behind my mama. I don't know. I still don't know to the day. But they like, how's it going, bro? How's it going? And this me. I thought y'all was going to beat their ass. I thought y'all was going to be whoever ass that came here to try to take me out this house. And they just like, look, not her. Not her, not her. I'm letting y'all know right now. And then they look over, they look over at me like, do you know, like, the dudes in that house is dangerous? Do you know that they'll shoot you? It's me. He was like, yeah, I seen it happen. I seen girls come in here and try not to do what they want, cut them across the whole face. Because they say it like, no, I'm not doing that. So now not only are you out here doing what they saying you're going to do, now your face is fucked up. Because even when you get out of it, when they let you out of it, now who won't, I'm like, man, I'm just a kid trying to have fun. Like, that was like always my excuse. They like, bro, like, this shit is not fun. You have to wake up. You got to wake up. People ain't here around you. Was that fun? I'm like, no, that shit wasn't fun. It was scary. And they was like, right. And that was the tip of the iceberg. That wasn't even the iceberg. That wasn't even the iceberg. What would have been scary if they would have drugged your ass out that night. Tonight. Minutes before we got here. If they would have knocked you out and injected you with a drug that you don't wake up. And when you do wake up, you're going to be so fucking delirious that even if we was to come here, they can just say you wasn't here. Because you knocked out in the back. Can't talk, can't walk, can't think. Like, stop being so... That's me. Damn. I got home. I got a whooping. I got on punishment. I couldn't even go in the front yard or the backyard. My mom said, your ass staying in the house. At this point, don't even look out the window. And after that girl tried to recruit me, I actually never even seen her at school anymore. Yeah.
Working in the nightlife industry, in any form, bartender, waitress, bottle girl, dancer, this, that, the third, nightlife, you meet people either at their lowest or in their worst light. I'm working in this club out here in Vegas. This guy comes in, black guy, 6'5", well-dressed, well put together. You can tell he's very educated man, very, very put together. He's a judge. Matter of fact, he's a judge. Remember that very specifically. I'm like, you're a judge. Like, black robe and gable judge. In Georgia, to be specific. So he's obviously on vacation. He's in Vegas on vacation or on break or whatever. I don't know. He's in Vegas. He's in Vegas for fun. He's paying me and my homegirl. We're in the champagne room. We're having a ball. We're having a good time. Whatever. He asked me if I can get him some yay. I said, maybe. I could. So I did. This is, mind you, this is, pre-Fet days. You know what I mean? Like, this is before this was really a problem. Whatever. And that's very normal. Like, honestly, people do it casually. We all know this now. Like, it's not nothing new. People know people do this casually every day and they be your freaking doctor. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The people you ever, honestly, if he's a professional, probably doesn't. I'm just gonna say that. A professional, went to college. Yeah, he's doing that. We go throughout the night. We're with me and my homegirls with this guy the whole night. pays us super well. Night ends, club closes at 7 a.m. It's a weekend. Close at 7 a.m. We leave. He leaves, obviously. Like, we go about our night. I go to work a little bit early than usual that next day. It was a Saturday. I kind of work at like 9, 8 o'clock. He's there in the same outfit that I last seen in him, which is like honestly kind of typical for Vegas because like you could be out 24, 75 hours straight. So like, he probably was in the casino the whole night, whatever, whoop, whoop. Like, who knows what he did, you know? He's wearing the same clothes he was wearing yesterday, though. I go up and I talk to him. I said, babe, what are you doing here? Like, how are you? Like, welcome back. We're finna run this back. Like, what you doing? And why do you have the same clothes on? You didn't shower today? Well, you didn't wash your ass today? It's been 24 hours. Goes on to tell me that, mind you, the club that I worked at is not in the best part of town at all. It's very much the older part of town, very much homeless problem, very much drug problem, very much a not bad part of town. He said at 7 o'clock, he walked outside the club and he seen a homeless man smoking something. And he started chatting up with the homeless man. The homeless man ends up hooking him up with some 2 random girls. Hops in the car with these random girls, goes to the most randomest motel, and tells me he starts doing crack with them. Time slips him. He's with these 2 random girls that a homeless man introduced him to. And he is enjoying his day smoking crack with completely strangers in a motel in North Las Vegas. The club I worked at, this is the one that used to open up at 4 o'clock. I don't think it even opens up at 4 o'clock anymore. He said whenever he was done with that and his adventures, or he came to, or he ends up running into the club again because he's nearby. I guess he never really left the vicinity. He never left like a 3 or 4 block radius of this club. He's seen that it was open and he went back inside and he's been spending money on one of the daytime girls. And here he is now. Mind you, by the time I get to him this time, the cars are locked the fuck up. All of them locked up. He was only able to give me half of what he did last time, which is still good. Like, let me be grateful. But still, half, 50%. And towards the end of the night, he ends up staying in the club the whole night still, like just chilling, you know, vibing. I think he was still probably buying drinks. I know, because I think he had a bottle, because champagne room's there, you buy a bottle, and then you have the bottle for the rest of the night. You finish the bottle, whatever. But he ends up staying the whole night, and I remember asking him towards the end of the night, I said, are you going to your hotel room? He said, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to my hotel room. Actually, you have to go back home. He said, I have work on Monday. So you have to go sentence people and be a judge. You're a judge in Georgia who just came on vacation, did crack with strangers, and now you're gonna go back and be in charge of probably people who sell crack. Like, you're sentencing people who sell crack when you're a whole time you're a customer.
This is a story time about how I became a side bitch this year. This is allegedly, because I don't really have confirmation from the other girl, but I'm not stupid. I'm not no dumbass bitch. Also, this is a lesson in never take your sneaky link serious, because, yeah. Anyways, if you know or you don't know, this is about Mr. Unknown. We've been sneaking and geeking since 2022. That's the first time we fucked. We've been fucking for all these years. At the beginning of the year, like the end of January, the beginning of February, he hits me up and he's like, I'm having a really bad week. I just need to see you. So I'm like, okay, pull up and see me. Keep this in mind. So he comes and he sees me and we have a good time. We fuck, we lay up. After that, we start hanging out every day. Like 3 or 4 days later, I ended up in the hospital because he tore my pussy up. Okay, so boom. After that day, we start being together every single day. Like, I mean, every day. We start locking in. We get deep in. Like, I cooked for this nigga one time, but still, that's something. He was parking his car at my house. Like, we was with each other. We was like this. So eventually he starts to trip about my niggas, like what I'm doing with other people. So I'm like, what, is you trying to be together or what? He like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I cut my other niggas off like a fucking dumb bitch. Okay, so everything was cool though. Like, I was feeling like, damn, I love this nigga. I fuck with this nigga. All the way up until around Easter. After Easter, like the week after Easter, he hit me up and he was like, I'm going to church. I'm like, who you going to church with? He like, I'm going to church with my mama. So I'm like, okay. He ended up sending me a text and it has the screen, like the name of the church in it. So I fucking go to YouTube and I type in the church name, and guess what? The church is going live. Technology, I don't know. So I look at the fucking live, the whole fucking live. I got a good message too, but I'm looking in the crowd, trying to find him in the crowd. Guess what? There he is. I spotted him. He's sitting beside a girl. I see the back of the head. It don't look like a mama head. It look like a baby mama head. But I ain't say shit about it because I'm like, noted. But I'm not gonna trip because you in church. Anyway, fast forward. One day he's laying up in my motherfucking bed and he's texting somebody, and he texted me and say, my bad, I can't answer the phone. Me and my baby mama are at the hospital. She just had a miscarriage. A miscarriage? What the fuck are you talking about? We ended up fighting about that shit. He smacked the fuck out of me. I lost the fight, yeah. But anyway, he tries to tell me, oh, my baby mama put a charge out on me. The only reason I'm talking to my baby mama is because I want her to come to court and drop the charges. And I'm like, okay, but obviously that don't fucking make sense. But yeah, so that's it. That was that. Guess what? Somebody actually hits me up after I go live about him one day and sends me the motherfucking police report. I never told him I got the police report. I got the police report. Guess what, y'all? That nigga did not beat his baby mama. That nigga did not have no charge from his baby mama from years ago. The charge was from the very fucking time he texted me and said he was going through a lot and he needed to see me. Guess what he did? He beat his baby mama up over $1,400. It did not end here. Let me know if y'all want to hear the rest. This is part 2 about how I ended up being a side bitch this year. Okay, so boom. After I found out about the $1,400 thing, we did start fucking with each other again. I really don't remember how we made up. But we really wasn't all the way made up because I felt some type of way about it. So me and him ended up getting in an argument over text messages. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like you're trying to make me a side bitch. Like, I'm not fucking with you. Da-da-da-da. He pulled up to the motherfucking house. He fucked the shit out of me. And he was like, why would you be the side bitch? I'm with you every day. Like, if anything, why would you be the side? And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck does that even mean? Anyway, so time goes by and we're back fuck with each other every day, but we're literally arguing damn near all the fucking time because I still feel some type of way about this shit. Like, because what the fuck do you got going on for real? Like, 1 minute you lie, 1 minute you tell the truth, but he kept trying to go with the fucking lie that he was only fucking with the baby mama to be cool with her so that she would drop the fucking charges against him. So anyways, we ended up going on this fucking boat trip with his homeboy and his homeboy's girlfriend. While we're on a fucking boat trip, me and him ended up fucking on a fucking boat. It's a little ass boat. It ain't no motherfucking yacht. We end up fucking on the back of it when the friends ain't fucking looking. When we get back in the fucking car, his homeboy's girlfriend is driving. Me and him are in the back seat. He wanted me to suck his dick in the back seat. I was gonna do it because I was feeling frisky, but then I looked up and he was looking in the motherfucking mirror and she was looking in the mirror too. So we got into it about that. I started crying and everything because, bitch, what the fuck? Like, you're being weird. So anyways, I went home. We ended up talking the next day. Like, he hit me up the next day. He was apologizing. What was he even apologizing for? I don't know, because he never said anything. Anyway, after that, it just kept getting worse and worse by the day because we was so fucking beefed up because I was so fucking mad because I'm like, bitch, are you trying to make me be a side bitch or what? Like, I'm confused because I felt like a side bitch in my soul because he was not fucking telling the truth about everything he had going on. So anyways, the last fucking straw that changed the whole course of everything is one day I started talking back to my homegirl and I started telling her about what's going on. And she like, yeah, girl, he don't fuck with you. Like, she started telling me some real ass shit. So one day he hit me up. He like, you want to go fishing with me? I'm like, nah, I'm busy. I'm doing my lashes. So he come to the house mad as fuck. He get his shit and then he leave. While later on that day, I see that he went with a bitch fishing. Not the baby mama, a whole different fucking bitch. The bitch was sitting in my chair that he fucking bought me. So I pull up to the fishing place. That story time is on my fucking page. I pull up trying to act a motherfucking fool. We end up getting into it so motherfucking bad that I throw some of his clothes in the street and I ran them over with my fucking car. And then the rest of the fucking clothes I fucking took into my fucking garage and I burnt them up in a fucking flame. A fiery fucking flame. So, and then I went to the police station and said I was pressing charges on him, and I sent him the fucking picture, and he got mad as fuck. So we had stopped talking for like a week. And then he hit me up and he was like, I miss you so much. So I let him come and fuck me. This is making me sound stupid. I don't want to keep telling this story.
I got a story time for you guys. Hi, my name is Asia. If you don't know me, I grew up in foster care. I was in foster care from the age of 6 up until the age of 23 when I aged out. When I aged out of foster care, I had nothing to my name and I had to figure out life by myself. This story time is about how I lost my foster sister when we were in the 6th grade, and I didn't realize up until probably like 5 years ago how much it affected me and how traumatized I was by it. Nobody addressed it. I did not have therapy for it. And I kind of just went on to live my life. And then I realized, oh, I hadn't dealt with this trauma that actually happened, and it's kind of affecting me. This is my baby. She is so beautiful. I miss her so much. And I wish things were so different. So back in 2007, I was in a foster home. Back when I was in a foster home, I had a foster sister. Unfortunately, my foster sister at the time was in the streets. She was doing what she wanted to do. And nobody really couldn't tell her nothing. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing either, but I wasn't running the streets. I was just kind of bad and like, oh, y'all not my mama. Y'all can't tell me what to do type bad. She was, oh, I'm running away. I got a boyfriend and I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. And nobody's going to stop me type bad. Okay? So while living with her, I kind of got an insight on the things that she was doing, but I wasn't street smart in a sense. Like, I didn't know that she was actually doing the things that she was doing. I just thought she kind of was like just saying it, like, oh, she was talking about it, but she wasn't really doing it. And to be quite honest, now that I look back on it, I just was very young and naive to things that could potentially be going on, right? My foster sister, she was very beautiful. When I say beautiful, she was very beautiful, had so much potential, would have went so far in life. It just, unfortunately, life happens, and the way life goes and the way life is set up, things are kind of out of your control as far as when you make decisions and you're living that type of life and you're out in the streets and you're doing certain things. So we living in this foster home. We was doing whatever we wanted to do, getting suspended from school, fighting, the whole 9 yards. She was running away. I wasn't running away. I didn't really have nowhere to go at that time, so that wasn't my forte. That wasn't my thing at the time. Fast forward, she runs away. She doesn't live with me anymore. We end up not going to the same school, because when you're in foster care, they move you around. They kind of put you wherever the fuck they can find for you to go. So that's kind of what happened. I end up getting kicked out of this foster home because I was bad as hell, and I end up going to a group home. I end up moving into a group home. When I moved into the group home, I checked into a new school. So I was going to this new school for probably like 3 months maybe, and she ends up checking into the school. In between this time, I had no communication with her. So I lived in the other foster home with her for probably like maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. But within that time, we built a bond because, we were in kind of the same situations. So after I'm going to this school, she ends up checking into the school. Like I said before, really pretty girl. And when you're a pretty girl, you always get in hate. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, you always either going to find somebody that's always want to be close to you, or you're always going to find people that's always jealous of you. And she just happened to find, coming to this school, that the females was jealous of her. So she's probably going to the school for probably a month or two, maybe. The specific school that I was going to, they had track, A track, B track, C track. And if you from LA, you probably know what school I'm talking about. I was going to Fauché. And I used to like flip-flop between the tracks because I lived in a group home, and I would basically tell them like, no, I'm not on track right now, I'm not supposed to be at school. The group home people was not doing their job because they was not trying to figure out if I was supposed to be at school or not. So the specific time that I'm talking about, when she checked in, I was going to school. They were making me go to school every day. Not only was they making me go to school every day, my grandmother, my biological grandmother, would leave her house in Watts, which is probably like 35 minutes away, and come sit with me and make sure I was going to class and doing what the fuck I was supposed to do. Ridiculous. So me and my foster sister, we start going to school together. She started having issues and problems with the girls at school. But mind you, previously, like I told y'all, she was in the streets. We're only 12. She's running the streets. She's doing whatever she want to do. She had boyfriends, whatever. It just was a super bad situation. And fast forward, she's having issues with the girls at school. So she would come to school sometimes, then she wouldn't go to school. She ended up moving into a foster home with this older black lady. She wasn't liking living with her. And like I said, she wanted to do whatever she wanted to do, so she was running away. One specific morning, I'm late for school. My grandma is meeting me in front of the school to make sure that I'm going to school so she could sit in the class with me. And as I'm walking up the stairs, my foster sister is coming out to school. When she coming out of school, I'm like, girl, where are you going? She like, I'm not staying up here today. Like, these females talking about they want to fight, so I'm going to just come up here after school. And she opened her backpack, and she showed me that she had some petroleum jelly in her backpack. So she like, I'm going to come up here after school. Like, if they want to fight, we just going to fight or whatever. I'm like, so where you going right now? She like, well, I'm about to go with my boyfriend, and I'll just come back later. So I'm like, okay, Lala, please just be careful. So she like, I am, you know me. She went walking down the stairs, and she walked down the street, and that was the last thing that I said to her. I end up going back to the foster home that I was in, that me and her lived in before, like 2-3 months later. So she never came back to school. So I'm assuming that she ran away from her foster home and she never came back to the school. So I end up going back to the foster home. The lady ended up letting me come back. And I remember coming home from school and them telling me, like, you need to sit down. And I'm like, what's going on? They like, Lala got killed. And I'm like, what? What do you mean she got killed? Like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Mind you, we are 12 years old. So they like, yeah, she got killed last night. It was all over the news. At the time, I was not processing what was going on. I didn't understand at the time what they were actually telling me, because I'm like, that don't make no sense. Like, I feel like I just seen her, even though it had probably been like 2-3 months. I'm like, I just seen her. Like, what do you mean? The last words that I told her was be careful, be safe. So I'm asking, like, what happened? So my foster sister, like I said, she was in the streets. She was prostituting. She had a pimp. And when she was saying, I'm going to go meet with my boyfriend, she was actually going to meet with a pimp. One of the girls that was being pimped out was jealous of her and stabbed my foster sister 27 times. A fucking child. 27 times, and killed her. Like I said, I hadn't even processed the fact that they had told me that she was gone, because I had never lost somebody before. I had never lost anybody close to me, a cousin, an uncle. I had never lost anybody. So I didn't understand that she was gone and I would never see her ever again in life. This is somebody that I ate with, I shared a room with, I slept with, I talked with, I cried with. Everything for them to just tell me that she was gone and that she was never coming back. And like I said, up until about 5 years ago, I didn't process it in the way that I needed to, until I was like, this is something that happened to me. No, she was not my biological sister, but this was somebody that was close to me and that I cared about and I loved, and she was gone and she was never coming back. I don't know if this nigga trying to run game on me, thinking he running game, or if this nigga just genuinely slow as hell. Let me tell y'all what happened from the beginning. So I met him a year ago. When I met him, he got out of a 2-year relationship. He told me that. I told him I just got out of a relationship myself. So we both wasn't looking to date right then and there, but dating was something we wanted to do down the line, not with each other, but just in general. So we was talking literally from the first day that I met him. We was talking every single day. The first 2 weeks within me talking to him, me and him was on FaceTime. And we was talking and somebody got to blowing his phone down. He got two phones. I heard one going off in the background. When you on FaceTime, it said he going on pause because Shorty said he calling his phone. But he trying to lie and play it off like it's his homeboy. So when the phone rung like 3 or 4 times back to back, I bust out laughing. He like, what you laughing at? I'm like, nothing, but somebody calling your phone. It must be important. Like they calling. He like, oh, that's just my homeboy. That nigga don't want nothing. So I'm like, So we still trying to talk, but Shorty said he blowing his phone down. So I'm like, you sure? Like they blowing you up. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Like ain't no nigga calling you back to back to back to back to back to back at 1 o'clock in the morning. So he like, oh, let me see what this nigga want. I'm like, yeah, you do that. He said, I'm gonna call you back. Never got a call back. The next day he called me. I confront him. I'm like, why you didn't call me back? And why you lying about, your homeboy calling and it was really Shorty? He's sticking to his lie. Oh, that wasn't her. Da da da. That was my homeboy. Eventually, he came around. He was like, "Oh, I didn't want to say it because it would have been weird in that moment." I'm like, "Nah, nigga, what's weird is you lying." So he had this thing where he would talk to me like 3 days straight, and then he won't talk to me for 2 days after that, and it was just like back and forth. And I know that's not my dude, but like you telling me you want to pursue me down the line, but you're already being inconsistent in a talking stage. So I tell him like, nah, nigga, you don't pick and choose when you get to talk to me. He basically was like, oh, that's because I just be going through so much. I need time to clear my head. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking he lying because nigga, what do talking to me got to do with clearing your head? Then he came back around and was like, it's because I had one. He got a foot over there and a foot over here. I'm like, oh no, if you miss your shorty, go back home. Like I'm not stopping you. Like we wasn't in that deep to a point where it was that serious. So he like, oh no, it's not like that. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So time went by. I say around October, I went down there to see him. I stay in St. Louis, he stay in Texas. So I go see him, everything was cool. I met his sisters, his mom, everything was cool. Um I say 2 weeks after I came from visiting him, it was the first week of November. He told me that he was going to visit his dad's side for Thanksgiving. His dad's side stay in Arkansas, but his ex do too. And his ex stay in the same town, city, whatever that his dad stayed in, because he used to stay with his ex in Arkansas, where he used to live before he moved to Texas. So he like, oh, I'm going down to my dad's side for Thanksgiving. But he telling me, I don't know if it was a situation with his dad's side where they not like all the way cool, but he was only going out there to visit a specific person on his dad's side. I don't know what it was. So I'm like, oh, okay. The first week of November get here 2 weeks after I visited him. He on his way to Arkansas. So I'm like, Thanksgiving not to the end of the month. Like, you going down there early. He was like, what he say? My people's gotta work on Thanksgiving, so we decided to do it early. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he get down there. The first day he get down there, I confirm, I'm like, oh, you good? You made it? He like, yeah. I got his low, so I know he made it. But I'm just checking to see if he's good. Now he told me he gonna be with his peoples. I'm not gonna be blowing your phone down after you told me you want to visit family. But I am gonna call in and, check on you the direction of your stay. So he was down there for 3 days straight. I didn't besides him telling me that he was good and he made it was the only time I heard from him out of the 3 days he was down there. So before I decided to call him at the end of the day, I checked his location because if I see your location out and about, I'm not going to call you. But if it's at a house or a solid location, I'm going to call that phone. So when I checked his location, it showed it was sitting in some grass or like in an alley or a valley or somewhere. So I look and it's like behind or in front of a medical center. So I'm like, either he there with his peoples or I don't know. So I checked the location throughout the day and it didn't move. So I'm thinking, okay, he dropped his phone. So I'm like, let me look what's surrounded by where his phone at, and it's a hotel. So I'm like, yeah, he in this hotel.
So I'm calling him, texting him, no call, no text back, no reaction, no nothing. So I decided the next morning to call the hotel pretending to be his wife, like as if that's my husband. I'm telling them, oh, my husband by the name of this, basically trying to get the room number. They're telling me, oh, we don't have, and I didn't even care about a room number. I was just trying to, confirm that he was in the hotel, which I knew he was in there, but I needed that confirmation. And then I was going to get that room number to call that hotel. But they telling me, oh, we don't have anyone here by that name, but he's at the hotel. I know he's at the hotel. And I'm like, are you sure? His name is, I give them the first and last name. They're telling me like, yeah, no one here is in this hotel by their name. So now I'm back to thinking either you dropped your phone or you in a hotel with somebody and they booked it under their name. Because me personally, if I'm going to visit family, I mean, this not everybody case in a sense, but I'm not going to stay in a hotel and I'm in a town full of family, and my cousins is not going to go stay at a hotel in their own city. Like it's just no, you're there with somebody and it's under their name. So I'm like, okay, this nigga got me messed up. That's not my nigga, but it's my nigga to a point. Like, where is you at? What is you doing? And why you not picking up? So when he part two. So after not hearing from him for the whole 3 days he was gone, I knew when he got on the road he was gonna call my phone, and that's exactly what he did. He was calling, I wasn't picking up. Then I finally decided to pick up the phone. I instantly started going in like, nigga, where you been? Why you been picking up? Like, what's going on now that you on the road back home away from whoever you was with? Now you want to call my phone? He pick up talking about some, oh, that's how you gonna greet me? I don't get no, hey, how you doing? I'm not worried about how you doing. Where you been at? Like, that's what I'm worried about. Who you been with? So he hit me with that, what he say, him and his people had got into it, and he went and booked a hotel, and he just needed some time to clear his head. He didn't want to be bothered by nobody. I'm like, nah, you're lying. So I said, so you was up there by yourself? He's talking about some, yeah. I said, you're lying, because still to this day, he don't know I called up there, and I gave them people his name, and they said there wasn't nobody up there by their name. So I tell him he's lying. He's saying, oh, what I got to allow for it. I can pull up the receipt right now. I can show you the confirmation number right now. And I almost told that nigga to do it. Then he hit me with that, but I don't got to prove nothing to nobody. Oh, you don't. So from that situation, that's when I like genuinely first fell back from him. So we were still communicating throughout the month, but it wasn't really like that. Thanksgiving time come, he called me while I'm on the road back to St. Louis from visiting my peoples. He telling me, what he say? Basically, he got so much going on in his life right now. He didn't want to bring that to my life, but you're just so good for me. You're so, like, you know how niggas be. So I'm just like, yeah, okay. You only got one time to tell me what it is, and I'm going to show you what it ain't. So that's exactly what I did. After that whole situation, I stopped talking to him. He was still texting me, trying to check in. I wasn't replying, responding, picking up, none of that. But I decided, let me talk to him when I feel like it, since that's when he do. So when I felt like, replying back, even if it was 2 weeks later, I would reply to his text, or just whenever I felt like it, I reply back. And it was just like that. So I would say February, January, one of them 2 months, this year I posted a video about me going to build a bear. This bear right here. Yeah, I posted a video on it, and the caption was like, what the caption say? She ain't got no name because her daddy playing or something like that, because I called her my child. So a few people got under the comments. They was trolling, oh, I'm the daddy. It was just one page that said, I think that's what they said, I'm the daddy, but I wasn't really tripping off of it, because at that point I had just started my TikTok account, so I really wasn't like worried about the comments and all that. I wasn't on her like that. So I said about 15 minutes after that comment was made, that whoever made that comment sent me a message saying, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. Who is this? In the midst of me waiting for them to respond back, he called my phone, fake checking up, asking how I'm doing, all that. So I tell him, he then points out the comment made on that post. And I'm like, why you worried about, he talking about who that is. I'm like, why you worried about who that is? Like, you're not my dude. Like, why you worried about it? And then when I told him that, the page ended up texting me back saying, after I said, who was this? They said, keep texting and find out. I'm like, no, I'm not doing all that. So I go to the page. The page it's a burner account. It's a troll page, but it's following 3 people. So I click on the 3 people it's following. Y'all, why is it following his main account? The page he trolling me off of is following his main account. Mind you, he's still on the phone with me. So I bust out laughing on the phone. I'm like, bro, this is you from this page. Oh, my mama is not me. That's not me. Why would I do some stuff like that? Da 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 da. And I'm like, but in the page, tell me someone you may know from your contacts. It's telling me it's somebody that I know. Nigga, this is you, and it's following your real page. So I'm telling him, like, this is you. There is no, and then the fact that you calling me, asking me about the comment, you texting me while we on the phone, and it's following you. Out of 1 billion peoples on this world, it's following you. You're the one out of the 3. So he steady saying it's not him. He merching it and all that. And I'm like, you're lying. So he like, why would I do some weird stuff like that? And then he finally, when he realized that I knew for a fact that it was him and I wasn't changing my answer, he finally fessed up. So I'm like, nigga, why would you lie about something like that? He was.
Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a story time about how my friend of 13 plus years betrayed me, stabbed me in my back, and now she is actively copying everything that I do and is trying to destiny swap with me. And the only reason I'm telling this story is because people real life go through these things. Like, nobody is just getting on the internet lying and saying people is copying them, trying to destiny swap with them because it's a hype or pop culture world. Like, no, people are really experiencing these things, and I'm here to talk about my fucking experience. So let's get into it. First things first, the friendship, it did not start out as a trio. It started out as a duo. So we're going to call one girl Larry because she's a fucking liar. And we're going to call one girl Pam. Okay, so me and Larry, we was friends first. We became friends in the 8th grade and middle school. I had just moved down here to my city where I'm at. I'm from a whole different city, came down here in the 8th grade, didn't have no friends. Me and Larry became friends. Then we graduated middle school, went to high school. Me, Larry, and Pam all went to the same middle school, but me and Larry was not really close with Pam. But then because we all went to the same middle school, we just end up clicking up because we all transitioned from the same place and we just became cool. So, of course, throughout our little childhood years, the friendship was cool because we was all childish, all in the little same immature type of time. And things didn't really start getting weird until I started to grow up and my friends around me did not start doing the same shit. So around 2019, I started having the spiritual awakening. And if anybody has been through a spiritual awakening, y'all already know how that shit is. I was starting to see the world completely differently. I was starting to learn about 9 ether. I was starting to learn about how black people was the first people on the planet and how carbon is the life force, you know, everything, all that. So then when I started to hang out with my friends, I started to see their true colors, like the mask slipped right in front of me as I started to have my spiritual awakening. So I would start to peep little small things like, you know, they would be saying little weird slick comments and, you know, we would be laughing at certain things, but it felt like they was laughing at me and not with me. And not to mention, me and Larry, we fell out in our friendship multiple times. And the reason we fell out is because of the same shit she's doing right now to this day. She would constantly copy me. Like, if I cut my hair because I'm doing a big chop, she would cut her fucking hair. I told this girl I wanted to get a Medusa tattoo. She went and got a fucking Medusa tattoo. I told her I wanted to dye my hair purple. Guess what she did? She went and dyed her hair purple. And both of those people tried to gaslight me and make me seem like I'm crazy. And they told me, oh, you're jealous because why would you think your friend is trying to copy you? And why would you be mad about that? You're jealous. And I was naive and I fell for it. So fast forward 2020, I ended up getting hired at a store, dropped out of college because I was not doing schooling on the computer. You know, COVID was happening and everything. I ended up becoming an assistant manager, no experience, fresh out of college. So at the store I worked at, the store manager ended up getting sick. She ended up quitting the job, and the district manager liked me so much that she told me she'll give me a chance to be an assistant manager. I had no managing experience, but she trusted me to be the fucking store manager of the whole store. So me being a real bitch, I hired Larry, but I told her from the very start, I'm not playing my fucking job, bitch. Because if anybody know anything about how much money store managers make, they make fucking bread. So, bitch, I was 20 years old, fresh out of college, no degree, making fucking bank. So I told this bitch, I'm not playing my job. So we friends, you know, you my bitch, but we ain't coming up in here playing because I'm not fucking up my name and I'm not fucking up my money. So, of course, that was the worst mistake of my fucking life because this bitch came to work, fucked up by the nigga that's been fucking over her, by the way, put her on the register. Mind you, I hired her as an assistant manager. She ain't never had no assistant managing experience. On top of that, this bitch ain't never kept a job our whole friendship because she really didn't have to. You know, her parents, you know, she was a little spoon-fed little bitch. You know, I wasn't. I had to get it out the mud. But I hired her being a real bitch. She came up in there, fucked over me, lost $100 out the register. Then on top of that, she quit on me. Didn't give me no notice, didn't give me no 2-week notice, nothing, just quit. So that happened. Still, me being naive, I brushed that shit off. Still became back cool with her. So One day, me, her, and Pam, we was on the phone having a conversation. You know, it's been a little slick shit that's been going on in our whole friendship. I've been distant because after the situation with my job, I fell all the way back from the bitch. And plus, it was other little weird shit going on. But like I said, I was going through an awakening, and I was starting to see my friends for their true colors, and I just fell back. Also, I was going through a very depressing time because anybody who knows how it is to go through a spiritual awakening, that shit is depressing. It is not fun at all. And my friends did not give a fuck about me. I was on my Instagram story crying out for help, and my friends watched that shit and did not give a fuck about me. And that made me feel some type of way, so I just fell all the way back. But one day we got on the phone, we had a conversation, and Pam was just going off on Larry, telling her like, oh, you suck, you know, you a hoe, and I would never trust you around my kid, and you would be a bad mom, blah, 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 blah. I don't think you would be a good mom, whatever. And that struck me the wrong way because not only is that weird for you to say that to your friend, but Pam had a history of doing this because she fell out with her best friend and she dogged this bitch out so bad. I'm talking about, y'all. She said this bitch pussy stank, she dirty, she ugly, her nigga ugly, fat, and then became right back friends with this bitch like ain't nothing happened. Like, you just dogged the fuck out this bitch. So that made me think like, damn, do you be talking about me like this? Because me and you done fell out a couple of times. Like, is this how you dog me out? So after that shit happened, I wasn't fucking with it. So I stopped talking to them completely. And I became friends with another girl that we went to high school with. Me and her, we was kind of cool in high school, but we never really got close until after high school. And we started realizing that we had a lot of the same interests. So my friends were very jealous and entitled over me. So when I started hanging out with this other friend, mind you, I never had no other friend in our whole friendship. They had other friends, but I never had another friend. This was the first friend that I had outside of our friendship. And this shit was driving them fucking crazy that I had another fucking friend. So this other friend, we gonna call her Mari. Me and her, we became really close, you know, we fuck with the same shit. We both like cars, so we used to be going to the car shows out here. We used to be hanging out with the niggas, you know, having a good little time. So the whole time, now that I'm outside of the friendship, while I'm hanging out with her, these bitches was over here seething, talking about me, just dragging my name through the fucking mud because I'm hanging out with somebody else who actually cared about me. This was the only person who actively checked on me when I was going through my psychosis, my spiritual awakening / psychosis. And all the shit I was posting on my story, this was the only person who checked up on me, called me to make sure I was straight. Not my fucking best friends that I have been friends with for 13 plus years. And, you know, we were still cool, but I just really wasn't hanging out with them like that. I was hanging out with Mari, excuse me. So they invited me to the baby shower. You know, we were still cool, so I ended up going to the baby shower. Everything was cool. This is when shit really took a whole turn. Because at the baby shower, they was really on some weird shit. They had a little inside joke about me calling me SB, which was the girl who I was friends with, her name in Bestie. So they was calling me S Bestie. And I thought that shit was so fucking weird. And I'm like, damn, you bitches really snake ass bitches. Because I'm supposed to be y'all best friend. Mind you, me and Larry been friends first. You supposed to be my bitch. And you talk about me with this bitch. And you know how this bitch be talking about other bitches. And you gonna talk, you know what I'm saying? So after that shit just got all the way weird. I fell all the way back. I was not fucking with them. I told myself, you know what? If they my real friends, they gonna show me. So I'm gonna just take a little step back and see how the fuck they act. So one day, it was like April 2022. Larry called me on the phone and she just asked me like, what's going on with you? Why you haven't been messing with us? Why you been so distant? And I told her exactly what the fuck it was. You know, I feel like my friends not there for me. I'm on my story crying out every day, pouring my heart out. I'm going through a lot of shit, and my friends just watching my story. Only one friend checking on me. And y'all mad at me because I'm hanging out with this girl, but this is the only the only friend, excuse me, who's checking on me, the only friend who actually cares about me. So we end up having a conversation. I thought she was cool. We chopped it up. We apologized. We talked on the phone. We was cool. I thought she was cool after that. Couple days went by. Mother's Day came by. Mind you, one of my friends, Pam, she had a baby. So Mother's Day came up, and I guess they was expecting me to tell her Happy Mother's Day or some shit, and I did not, because bitch, why the fuck would I reach out to you and tell you Happy Mother's Day? You ain't checked on me. Bitch, I'm over here crying now. You ain't checked on me now. One time you think I'm finna tell you Happy Mother's Day? No, ma'am. So Mother's Day came, I didn't tell her Happy Mother's Day, and they both unfollowed me that same day on Instagram. And this is where I fucked up at, because I should have just let them unfollow me silently, because I had already fell back. But no, you know, me being me, I had to say something, because I'm like, damn, y'all supposed to be my sisters, and we've been friends for so long, and y'all just gonna cut me off like that. Not even after I just told you on the phone what the fuck the problem was. I'm thinking you gonna go back and tell this bitch so y'all don't come and talk to me and we could fix it. No, you went back and told this bitch, act like you was cool with me on the phone, and then went and unfriended me secretly. Weird shit. So after that, the fallout was so messy. Mind you, I ain't say nothing. I'm silent. They got on Twitter dogging me, telling me, I don't know why I used to be friends with this lame ass bitch, and this big bitch used to be trying to keep us apart and blah, blah, blah. All this other types of lame shit. So still, me being me, I'm very true to my character. You know, I don't believe in all that falling out. People posting on Instagram talking about them because you was my bitch. I fuck with you. If I had all this shit to say about you, I would not be friends with you. But they was on there dogging me. They was like, I don't know why we hung out with this lame bitch. She boring as fuck. Mind you, Lyra used to be with me every fucking day. She didn't even hang out with Pam then, but she used to be with me because this was my best friend. She used to be with me every fucking day. But Pam got in her head about me and had her turn her back on me, and this bitch was on her story dogging me. We have to come back for part 2. Okay, so now let's get into it. Now, I want to make it very clear. I'm not mad about all that shit that happened that I talked about in the first part because that shit happened in 2022. It happened, whatever. We said all this shit. They got on Twitter. They did their little thing. But I'm posting receipts right here. So they got on Twitter saying all that. They text my phone because I posted on Twitter that a bitch don't have $10 in. Larry thought that I was talking about her. Mind you, me and Mari had our own whole conversation going about a whole different situation. But this bitch fell hit because she really didn't have $10 because she was a broke bitch. But we ain't even, you know, I ain't even trying to be on that type of timing. So we fell out. Cool. I ain't spoke on these girls on my page. I ain't posted nothing about them. We moved on, or so I thought. Everybody moved on. Fast forward, this girl, Larry, has spent the last 4 years since 2022 talking about me on her story every single fucking day. Now, I told y'all I was going through a spiritual awakening in 2020. Now, guess who all of a sudden became spiritual the second me and her and Pam stopped being friends? Guess who is so spiritual now? So this girl talked about me on her story every day. She done called me a witch because, you know, I got crystals and my little sage and shit. So she done became this hyper-religious person. She's calling me a witch, calling me the devil, calling me demonic. If you spiritual, you know how this shit already go, what they be saying about us. So fast forward, after spending the whole year of 2022 talking about me, the whole year of 2023 talking about me, the whole year of 2024 talking about me, she texts my phone on Instagram in 2025 trying to be friends with me again. And I'm going to put the messages on the screen, but I respectfully declined. And this is where the narcissism comes in at. She tried to make it seem like the reason we fell out was because of both of our doings. No, boo, I didn't do anything wrong. You did some weird shit to me, and now you want to try to loop us in so you could feel like we both had to take a blame. And this happening, no, boo, I'm not to blame for this. This is all your fault. You let this bitch Pam get into your ear and bad talk about me when I was nothing but genuine to you, nothing but a real bitch to you. You was my best friend. I even fell out with this bitch to defend you, and you still went against me for this bitch. So no, I'm not fucking with your ass. So this is where the shit really gets weird, and this is where the copycatting and the destiny swapping shit comes in. So once we fell out in 2022, that shit led me deeper into my spiritual bag, you know what I'm saying? So I was really out in nature, grounded, because I was going through a lot. You know, I just lost my lifelong friends that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my fucking, you know, spend the rest of my future with, you know? So I was really going through it. I was outside in nature, you know, every day grounded and all this other type of shit. And if anybody know me, you know, I'm a big music fan. So, you know, I used to write poetry when I was younger. I used to sing, and my brother learned how to make beats. So me and him used to be making beats and making music. So this bitch already started to become spiritual because I was a spiritual person. And I posted on my page, I had made a new spam page because this bitch was stalking my main page. So I made me a spam page, and I posted on my spam page. How she found it, I don't know. But I posted on my spam page that me and my brother was making music. And guess what this bitch did? This bitch went and made a whole page writing poems and making Christian music. Okay, and I seen it, but I'm still being naive. I didn't think nothing of it. On top of that, she posting on her story every day how much she loved nature and she loved the trees, and she just got to talk to the trees. Mind you, the same shit that I was doing, but I still didn't put 2 and 2 together yet. So like I said, she texted me in 2025. I respectfully declined. I have not been worried about this bitch. I ain't gonna lie and say I ain't been checking her page, but I checked it a couple of times. You know, I get sad a couple of times like, damn, this is really my bitch, and she really betrayed me. Like, I cannot believe this. But not on no like obsessive shit. So, you know, I check it every once blue moon just to see how a bitch doing. You know what I'm saying? So after all the little weird shit going on, like I just told y'all, this bitch been copying my behavior since we've been friends. Copying the poetry, copying me writing music, copying me being in nature, and copying me being spiritual. But I still never put 2 and 2 together that she was trying to literally copy me and be my, like, take my essence, destiny swap with me. So this year, it was like May or June. I was reminiscing because, you know, I was making me an altar for my ancestors, and I had to go through my photos to find pictures of my loved ones, and I ended up finding pictures that I took with them, and, you know, I ended up having a little sad, nostalgic moment. So I ended up going to look on this bitch page, and let me tell y'all about this weird ass shit. So So I went and bought me a camera because I'm not even gonna tell y'all why, because it might be a little bitch out there be trying to bite my little shit. But I went and bought me a little starter camera because I started to learn that I love photography. You know, I've been in isolation, you know, so I really been learning more about myself. So I found out that I really love photography, so I went and bought me a camera. So I posted the pictures. I was having me a little sad, nostalgic moment, and you know, me being me, I don't know why, but I went and checked this bitch page. Why the fuck this bitch, when it bought a camera, mind you, it's been bots all in my shit. Everything gonna be on the screen that I'm talking about. So just pause and read. So this bitch, when it bought a camera, mind y'all, everything I do, she try to one-up me in doing it. So I bought a little starter camera just so I could learn the basics, you know, and see if this is something that I really do before I invest and buy me a real camera. This bitch, when it got a camera, doing the same exact shit that I'm doing. Like some weird shit. I posted on my story in like 2025 that I felt like, you know, being an educator or being a spiritual teacher was my purpose. And I was going to start getting on TikTok posting my spiritual messages. Guess what this bitch did? This bitch changed her whole TikTok content. It came on here being a religious prophet. I called myself a prophetess. This bitch started calling herself a prophetess. So once I peeped game and I seen the camera, that's when it really hit me. Like, this bitch has been copying me this whole fucking time, from the poetry to the music to being spiritual. I started going to the gym. This bitch went and got the gym membership. After I got a gym membership, I started doing meal prep and started posting on my Instagram, my spam. She started getting on this little crazy health kick, and it was just like every single thing that I do. And this is how I knew for certain, because once I peeped game that she went and got a camera, I posted on my story like, damn, on my close friends, I was like, damn, bitches really be trying to destiny swap with you. And I think that a mutual friend that I had on my close friends list went and told her or her brother, because he's friends with her brother, what I said. And next thing you know, I checked, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been checking this bitch page because I'm like, this bitch really copying me. Guess what the fuck this bitch on her page talking about? Destiny swapping. Never, mind you, destiny swapping is not a religious concept. So you just pulling shit out of my ass. Everything that I'm talking about, you're on there talking about. And this is how I knew, because I done checked your page. You never mentioned anything about destiny swapping on your page before. So since I peeped that, I really been doing shit on purpose just to see if this bitch was going to copy me. And this bitch has been taking the fucking bait every fucking time. And that's how I'm able to have all these screenshots right fucking now, because this hoe took the bait. So I started posting messages on my story. This bitch take my paragraphs, and I'm going to play the videos for y'all probably at the end. Take the words that I said and basically rewire them, reverse them, and go back and spew that shit on her TikTok page as her spiritual message. I posted pictures on my TikTok. This bitch posted pictures on her TikTok. By the way, everything is going to be on the screen with the dates and times so y'all can know I'm not capping. Like, right after I did this shit, this bitch will come back right after and do this shit right after me. I posted some dancing videos on my TikTok. This bitch went and made up a whole choreography just to go against, just to try to one-up me and dance on her TikTok because I was dancing on my TikTok. I got dressed up and took some pictures. This bitch went and got dressed up and went and took some fucking pictures. Like, so much weird shit, y'all. And this is when it really hit me, like, bitches are really demonic. Like, this is really crazy. Like, it's really girls out here who be trying to destiny swap with other women. Like, they would literally try to wear your energy on top of theirs. Excuse me. And I really been over here healing, like really just been having real deep revelations and real deep revealings about me and, you know, my journey. And I'm sharing this shit on my story, not thinking that my words are being stolen, but everything that I have been saying about my journey is being stolen and being regurgitated by another bitch. This bitch has been cosplaying the healing that I had to go through from this friendship. Mind y'all, me and this girl was so close, y'all. We used to be with each other every single day. Either she was at my house or I was at her house. Every single day. We was together every single day. So it's just so dawning to me for me to be experiencing this and for basically my self-expression and my healing to be being cosplayed by somebody who I once called a friend and somebody who I showed so much love to, like forgave for so much, never judged this girl through all the shit that she did. And she done did some weird ass shit, not just to me, but to other people in her life. And I'm just here to tell y'all that this shit is really real. Bitches really be out here on some manic shit, trying to take people's whole entire identity. Like, people are not on here joking when they say that shit. When they say they done been through narcissistic friendships and bitches be trying to copy them bar for bar and stalking them, this shit is real. This bitch has been stalking me for 5 years straight, copying my every fucking move, everything that I fucking do.
I want to know your opinion, brother, because I know I'm not wrong. I just took my son to an appointment that his father made for him to get his hair locked up, and when I got there, the girl was really like on some like real tight, not wanting to talk to me, not wanting to make eye contact. It was really like a weird energy, and her space was like the size of a closet, literally given 10 by 5, it was really small. So when I walk in, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm naturally like a bubbly person, so if I walk into a space, I'm gonna speak to everybody. So she's like, oh, hey. And then looking down, and then she's more interacting with my son. That's fine. You know, I want you to loosen my baby up anyway, because remind you, this is a lock appointment. His hair is in a little afro right now because normally I get him braids. Okay. So I'm looking like, why she ain't talking to me? Like, now my baby done sat down and we ain't even discussed nothing, because mind you, my baby daddy made the appointment. So I'm like, okay, what's the plan for my baby hair? Because I'm his mom. Like, I know you've been talking to a baby daddy, but I'm mama, so what's the plan for the hair? Because my baby's hair is in an afro right now. So she was like, oh, we're going to do either straw stick curl or we're going to do 2-strand twist. And I'm like, okay, cool. So she's like, looking through his hair, getting ready to blow dry it. And I'm like, what's your name? She's like, Lindsay. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm Brianna. Okay. Crickets. It was just like a very weird energy. Okay, moving forward. So I'm looking at my baby daddy because he's in the mirror untwisting his hair. And mind you, I'm like, why have I had to like squeeze a hello out of this girl? So she comes from around the chair, and I see shorts this short. I'm talking about ass out. Shorts, thigh, everything out. So I'm like, no bra. It looked like she had no bra, but my thing is, that's your business. But now your nipples is on top of my son's head. I digress. So now I'm looking at her shorts and I'm like, is this how you be doing his hair? Like this is what y'all be doing? Because I've gotten a video from him and his little toes was wiggling. You know what I'm saying? He was on the floor of his house. And I'm like, who making house calls? Okay, I digress again. Let's go back to the story. So now I'm like, okay, the shorts are short. She's not talking to me. The energy is thick. So you dating my baby daddy? Boom, my baby daddy look at me like, Brianna. So I'm like, I'm just asking. You and my baby daddy talking now? So she look up. So she's like, no, I know him from back home. We're from Louisiana, Lafayette, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all not dating? And she was like, no, we're not dating. We used to talk a few years ago. And I'm like, oh, y'all used to talk like y'all used to mess around? And so at this point, my baby daddy, I can feel his eyes on me. And I'm just like, at her. I'm looking at her. He over here. So she's like, thinking she's sweet. Yeah, we used to mess around a few years ago, but that was so long ago. That's all I need to know. Let me get my baby. We're going to go ahead and gather our belongings. Thank you. Your services are not needed. Nigga, I told you to let me know if you had fucked with her before, and you didn't. You did. Oh, you did? So then he screenshots me a text where he did send it. Why would you tell me? First of all, if you sent me that and I ain't say nothing, I didn't see it. Duh. Why would I be okay with putting my baby up under a bitch that you done fuck with? Stop playing with me. You niggas y'all be playing with the wrong one. So all I needed was a reason. We're in Houston. I don't need to go to the girl that you used to mess with. I can find, it's a plethora of bitches out here that's twisting hair. I could have twisted his hair. First of all, nigga, I twisted your hair for 3 years. Like, that's why I was just like, you know what? Let me gather who I created and my belongings and get the fuck up out of here before I rearrange this goddamn 5 by 5. Okay?
And it wasn't until I got locked outside in the middle of January that I knew that man wasn't for me. I feel like I gotta explain a little bit, but when I say that man is not your man, he's not. Don't let God have to show you how much that man is not your man, because it's not gonna feel good. And I wish someone would have told me this. I wish someone would have shook me out of my slumber and woke me up to the fact that, hey, this is not your person. But since they did it, Then now we got a story time. So I was dating somebody long distance. I was living in America. He was living in somebody's Asia. And before y'all come for me about like the long distance thing, we didn't meet long distance. We actually knew each other from back in the day. That's the first mistake. Because when he hit me up, he was like, oh, I used to like you back then and all this stuff. Like, why? The person I was back then didn't know who she was. She didn't know any better. But you liked her? That should have been a red flag, but it wasn't. We did everything in the beginning. Late night phone calls, FaceTime, even despite the time difference, we were talking all the time. But the thing is, everything can look great at a distance. It is not until it comes in your face that you're getting a closer look and you're like, do I like this? And I didn't think a random weekend in January was gonna be my opportunity to find that out. So it started off as a girls' weekend. I'm at my friend's house. We have takeout. We're watching movies, laughing at TikToks, catching up like girls do. This man calls me and we're talking for a little bit. And then he's like, oh, wait, who you with? And I tell him like, oh, I'm at my friend's house. It's just me and her. And he was like, give her the phone. So I'm not the jealous type. So I hand her the phone. And they're talking. It's sounding pretty kosher. So I'm like, whatever. Like, he's getting to know my friends. This is nice. Then she takes the phone into the next room. And I'm like, where you going with my phone? And she's in there for a while, but still, I'm the cool friend. I'm the cool girl. I'm just letting this happen. And she comes back and she's laughing. She's like, that man is crazy. And she gives me my phone back. And sirens are going off in my head because what you mean he crazy? What did y'all talk about? But I don't ask too many questions after that. I think him and I text for a little bit longer. She kind of explains it away like real quickly. And I'm like, all right, don't let me lose my mind up in here. And I'm laughing because I'm about to lose my mind over a man in another country. Like, I need to calm down. So the next day, she's like, can you run with me to the airport? I have to pick up my cousin. They told me last minute that they're coming in today. They don't have a ride. I need to go get them. And as we're getting ready, she's like, is that what you're wearing? And I'm like, what's wrong with what I have on? I have on a set. I have sunglasses on. I got my hair in some twists. I just put a hat on top of it. And it's wintertime. I put on my coat. Like, let's just go to the airport real fast. She's trying to get me to put something else on. And I'm like, girl, we're just picking up your cousin. Is your cousin cute? Like, what's going on? And then she's just, she's like, whatever, never mind. And we go to the airport. This cousin that we're supposed to be picking up, they're not ready. We are driving around, circling around this airport multiple times. And then she's like, you know what? I think we should park and go inside. This whole trip is turning into be something that I did not ever want to do. I didn't even want to come, and now we have to do extra stuff, park, go inside the airport. This is too much. But because I don't ever speak up, then I go along with it, and we go inside the airport, and I probably have the stinkest face on. I'm not a happy camper. So we're standing in the terminal, and then she's telling me, like, look behind you. And I'm like, why? And I turn around, and here is this man. And he's just looking so excited to see me, and she's all more excited than maybe I am. And I'm not a big excitement person. I don't do the jumping up and down. I don't do the screaming. But I felt like this moment warranted a little bit of dramatic. So the best I could do, I run and I jump into his arms, and then he wants to like now tongue me down. And I'm like, wait. Like, we just got reacquainted. We just started talking to like maybe make things romantic. Why are you like, it was a little much. But did I go along with it? Maybe a little. I just didn't want to reject this man in public. So the rest of the day went downhill pretty fast, so I'm going to speed through this. So he then is like, what are we about to do? And I'm like, wait, you came all this way, you don't have a plan? Like, I thought this was supposed to be my surprise. Why are you now asking me what we about to do? What we were going to do is go out to eat and then go bowling with some friends a little later. He was like, dope, I'm down for that. I didn't even know you were coming. Now you're going to invite yourself to come see some of my friends. But I'm like, all right, him and I used to be friends, so this should be okay. Like, maybe him and my friends now will gel. That man embarrassed me. He is being loud, obnoxious. He's trying to make jokes that are not funny. He's trying to tell like old stories about me in my lesser days, and he thinks it's funny. He's like, oh yeah, but I'm still choosing her now. Like, he the prize. I am so embarrassed at this moment. Then after our outing, he doesn't really have a place to stay. He's kind of like hinting that he wants to stay with me and my friend. I'm like, how inconsiderate is that? Like, I'm on a girl's weekend and you plan this whole thing with her. Why don't you got a place to stay? We finally drop him off at some friend's house, and while we're on the way there, he's like, hey, so I don't have a ride to the airport in the morning. I have to leave tomorrow morning. What is happening right now? So you only were here for a few hours. I'm just a stop on your grand tour. And he's just trying to explain it. He's like, oh yeah, like the reason why I was able to get back earlier was because I had to make a deal and do this and do that. Like I'm not even listening at this point. I'm like, all right, whatever. You need to go to the airport tomorrow, you're leaving? Sure. The rest of the night, my friend is like explaining like, wow, that was so romantic. I'm so honored that I was able to be a part of this big surprise for you. And oh, I cannot wait for a man to do something like that for me. Boo, 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 boo. So as she's talking, I'm starting to think, I'm like, wow. So that long conversation y'all had the day before, it was in plans for this, and you told him what you would have wanted. You didn't consider what I actually like, what I would have wanted, me. Because all of that, I didn't like that. I felt like he intruded on my day. I don't like surprises like that. Like, I really don't. And it wasn't even felt like about me. It felt like he came here on a mission to like meet up with some people, do certain things so that he could head to his actual goal, which was to leave out the next day. But the more she's talking about how romantic, how blessed I am, how honored I should feel, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm being ungrateful. So I try to amp it up. I try to be like, all right, yeah, this was nice. This was nice. It was nice to have this grand gesture. It was nice to do. So then I'm like, all right, you know what? Yes, I'll take you to the airport in the morning. I'll pick you up super early and I'll drop you off so you don't have to worry about it. But all night, I can't really sleep. I'm not feeling good. I'm like, this man is a lot different than I was expecting in person. In person, he's loud. In person, he thinks he's funny, but he's not really that funny. Like, I didn't laugh one time, for real. A little pushy, like he was trying to press or push physical boundaries. And I'm like, this is my first time seeing you since back in the day. And yes, we've been talking, we've been FaceTiming, but in the physical, this is my first time seeing you. Why are you trying to do a lot on our first time? Like, slow down. And that's the word I kept hearing, slow down. Like, all of this was a lot for me today. I'm still processing. So whatever this is, whatever this might be, we got to slow it down together. So I wake up at the butt crack of dawn the next morning. I'm trying to be a good friend and not make too much noise around the house. So quietly getting my stuff together, quietly packing. I lock up and I go out into the tundra because it's January, 4 a.m. And as I'm struggling to get things to my car, I'm like, where are my keys? Where are my keys? It wasn't until I got locked outside in the middle of January at 4 a.m. that I realized that man wasn't for me. And to kind of pick back up the story, I was supposed to go pick up this man to take him to the airport. And I am staying with a friend. I get locked out of her house. I forget my keys on her kitchen counter. I was trying to be quiet before and not wake her up, to leave quietly and lock everything up. And I locked my keys inside. So now forget trying to be a good friend. Now I'm trying to wake her up. I am ringing the doorbell. I am blowing her phone up. I'm throwing things at the windows. I'm trying the back door. I'm trying the back windows. I'm like trying to break in now because it is so cold. That wind blew through my whole body. And even though I'm dressed like an Eskimo, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's too cold out here. And I just remember sitting behind my car to kind of like block myself from the windshield. And I'm sitting behind my car with my hood on, coat zipped all the way up to my face, scarf like around my face. And I'm just wondering how I got in this situation. How I got in this situation was because I was trying to be with a man that God didn't want me to be with. I was trying to go see a man that God didn't want me to go see. And even in the midst of this calamity at the moment, that wasn't my cue. That wasn't my cue. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I can call my parents. They have a spare key to my car. I could call them. And calling your parents at 4 a.m., like, it could be nothing but an emergency. So they are in hysterics and they're like, oh, you just need your car keys. So they drive to my friend's house, bring me my car keys. My dad's like, where are you trying to go so early in the morning? I'm gonna try to take this man to the airport. My dad's looking at me like I'm silly. Like I don't have any smarts. That's how my dad's looking at me. And he's like, all right, because their whole philosophy is like, if you like it, we love it. And they really don't love it. They really don't love it. They just be saying that. So he lets me do my thing. So I get in the car, fingers frozen. Like, it takes me probably 20 minutes just to defrost. During that time, though, that I was waiting, and wondering what to do. I'm thinking like, oh, well, maybe this man would be able to come get me. Maybe he would find his own way to the airport. Like maybe he don't need me anymore because look at what's happening. I'm stuck outside. No, he's now complaining to me like, oh, well, you were supposed to be my ride to the airport. How am I going to get to the airport now? Da 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 da. Like this is further confirming that this is not my man. But he doesn't care that I'm outside in the cold. He's just worried about missing his flight now. So still, I'm not picking up what's being put down. I still power through. I go get this man. He's complaining, like telling me to hurry up because like he needs to get to the airport, da 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 da, like rushing me. And months go by even after that, and it wasn't until this man played in my face that like I started getting it. But when things start to go awry, when you have a situation where you are being blocked from doing a certain thing. And sometimes we be like, oh, it's the enemy. He doesn't want me to be happy. He doesn't want me to win. He doesn't want me to be successful. Yeah, sometimes it is the enemy blocking things or trying to block things. But a lot of times, and we're being truthful, a lot of times it's God. God stepping in and being like, no, daughter, no, son, I don't want you to go this way. And I'm going to even have you locked outside in the cold for you to see that this man don't really care about you. He cares about himself. And to try to get you to wake up. But look, I hope you get the cue. I hope you wake up. I hope you see the signs that I'm trying to put in your face. And like the fact that my friend didn't even wake up either. Like she woke up even after the fact. After I'm back in my own house, warm, toasty, dropping this man off, she wakes up and was like, whoa, why do I have like 47 missed calls from you? Why do I have all these like videos from my Ring camera saying that you were like banging on the door? And I'm like, because I got like my keys are in your house. And then I had to go back to her house, get everything, but we laughed about it afterwards. But in the moment it was rough. And the fact is later on we were like, wow, that was really God saying like, don't go that way, don't go this route you're going with this guy. Like this is not your guy, this is not your man. And that's what I'm trying to help y'all realize. Don't let God have to show you that that's not your man. Like pick up on the signs early on, because when he shows you, it's not going to always feel good. And you will look back and be like, wow, like there were signs earlier. I just didn't pick up on them. And if I would have picked up on them, I would have saved myself from all this heartache. But yeah. All right. So part 3. If you're now just joining us, it wasn't until I got locked out in the middle of winter that I knew that man wasn't for me. But since that wasn't the exact moment I knew it, then that's why there's more to this story. I just want to preface this and say that it's very much possible to be smart up here and still struggle with relationships when it comes to men or other females. Very much possible. It's also very much possible to have a relationship with God and still be learning how to discern correctly whether someone's for you or not for you. And my video, the reason why I posted it is not because I am still in that place of navigating that. Like I know we're all still learning, we're still evolving, but my video is for the person who is right now in this moment laying next to someone they have no business being in a relationship with, or the person who is in friendship with people who actually don't like them for real, who are actually jealous of them. This is for that person, because everybody posts about the great love story, or everyone posts about their core friend group and how happy everybody is, but no one really talks to you about the journey. So I'm here for those who are on the journey, who feel like, hey, I'm too smart for all this bad stuff to happen to me. I'm too smart for me to be so stupid in love. Like, this video is for you. So if you want to be seen, if you want to feel seen, if you want to know that you are not the only one, then yeah, this story is for you. So back to the story. So I wish that was my cue. Me being locked out, him calling me, complaining that now he's gonna miss his flight, not giving a care that I was locked out in the middle of winter, my friend not opening the door, her having these secret plans with my boyfriend. I wish those were all signs and cues, but him and I continued to date for a few months after that, and me and this friend were friends for probably another year after that. He went off to further down south, so it wasn't as big of a distance, but it still was a distance. And we continued to date. Like, we met up maybe a few more times after that, so it was still like not so much like a real relationship. We were still at a distance. So we had an argument,
And again, like, really was the argument. Like, we just had a disagreement. I called him out on something that I was like, I don't really like that. So I told him, and he gave me the silent treatment. Now, for me, that, I don't do that. I don't like when men punish you for holding them accountable to things. So I held him accountable. He blessed me with the silent treatment for, you know, maybe like 12 hours. So then when he came back and he came to, I was like, you good? And he was just like, yeah, like, I just didn't like how you talked to me. Fair. So I was like, well, instead of you giving me the silent treatment, why couldn't you just say that? Why couldn't we have a conversation about it? Then he tells me, like, no, like, he didn't really know how to, and his best option was to just ignore me for 12 hours. Sorry, you're just gonna have to hear my dogs in the background, but I didn't like that. So I told him as much. I said, hey, I don't know how you used to do relationships, but I like to have the hard conversation. I like, if I do something that makes you uncomfortable, you tell me, because if you do something that makes me uncomfortable, I'm going to tell you, like, right now, I don't like the silent treatment. I don't like you punishing me because you cannot have a grown-up conversation. So next time you do something like this, I'm out. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want us to argue about it, because this is the most talking I'm going to do about it. Next time you do this, I'm out of here. And I was real proud of myself for that, because maybe some other boundaries in this relationship were kind of crossed, but for this one, I held firm on it. So a few weeks go by and he does something again. I call him out on it, and then he's like gone for a day. Then that day became 2 days, but at this point, you're already gone. Like, you're out of my life. And it wasn't until like maybe day 3 that I blocked him, because I just wanted to make sure I was sure with my decision. Once I block him, then maybe like an hour later, because I've only blocked him on my phone, but once I blocked him, then maybe on my Apple Watch, it buzzes, and he was like, hey, beautiful, missed you, how was your day, boo-boo-boo. Yeah, it wasn't until like I really was like, yeah, you're blocked, that he reaches out. And we still, to this day, this happened years ago, to this day, we didn't have a conversation about it, because like I said, if you do this again, I'm gone. And that's what I had to learn about boundaries. When you set a boundary, it's for you to maintain. Let everybody else act how they want to act, but you state your boundary. You're like, hey, I don't like this, or I don't want to do this, I don't go for this. So if this happens, here's the consequence. But then you have to maintain that. You have to uphold that. If this is a consequence, if this is something that, like, hey, if you cheat on me, I'm out, you have to be out. Because then once people call you out on your bluff and you bluff, then they're going to walk all over you. And this was like my first time exercising this. I think I just finished reading the book Boundaries by Henry Cloud. So like, I felt empowered. I'm like, I'm going to do this time. And I did. And it was rough. Like, I felt like I cried so much after that. And I remember my friend talking to me, and she was just like, I feel like God's gonna make this healing journey poetic for you. So for those ladies who are afraid to walk away, who are confused about what's happening, like, why do you keep attracting the wrong people? Why are you always in friendship with the wrong people? But like, walking away, I think that it might be hard, but like once you do it, then it gets a little easier. But the stuff after it, like the steps after it, that's the part that no one talks about. No one talks about like you replaying every conversation in your head, or you trying to be like, well, I should have did this, or I could have did this. Like you kind of lose trust with yourself a little bit during that healing process. But the part of it that is so good is now that you have experience. I think some people, they just need that experience. They cannot learn any other way. So now you have experience of what it's like to be mistreated, mishandled. Now you have experience of what it's like to, have a boundary and have it crossed, or have a boundary, have it crossed, but you still maintain your consequence. You're like, I'm gonna walk away. You have experience with this. So next time you kind of know how to navigate things a little faster. And with that experience, I hope that you use it to get better, because things, situations, relationships, they don't get better until you get better. And that's why I had to learn. I had to stop just blaming everybody else, and I had to take accountability for myself. What was up with me that this was a cycle? What did I have to address within myself? What did I have to repair? Because there's something that got fractured. When did that happen? Let me go back to that place and let me hug small baby Kyla so that we can work through this. What does she need? What is she looking for? Because she's going to keep meeting the same type of people until she gets that need addressed within herself. So I paid thousands in therapy to get the therapy to unlock certain things. I did thousands of hours with journaling or spending time with God. I put in the work. And that's the part that I think like a lot of people are afraid to do. They want to just blame, they want to just point fingers, but you got to do the work, because things are not going to get better until you get better. And it doesn't mean that it happens overnight. Like, was this the last bad relationship I had? Like, no. I wish it was. But I got to a point where I'm going to be a student at this. I'm going to learn me. I'm going to learn kind of like what I need, and then I'm going to keep growing from this. I'm going to keep evolving. I'm going to keep getting better, because things are not going to get better until you do. And you have to be so invested in your growth, so invested in your healing, so invested in who you are becoming, so that when the same type of nonsense come around, you can easily point it out and be like, nah, like, maybe back in the day I would have went for that, but I can't go for that anymore. I'm too far along. Like, that would be just a slap in the face to my younger self. I am too far along to go for that. So again, these videos are for the person who is on the journey, who is still in the fog of, wow, I shouldn't have all this stuff happen to me, but it's happening to me. I shouldn't be where I'm at, but I'm here where I'm at. And am I alone in this? Am I the only one in the whole wide universe that is experiencing this? No, you're not. I've been through it, and here I am on the other side of it, telling you that it doesn't get better until you get better. And yeah, maybe the first step is walking away, but I feel like the biggest thing is being honest with yourself, being honest about where you're at, your shortcomings, and then starting there. And that's how you get better.
Story time of how an older, jealous black woman got me kicked out of school. I was around 16 at the time, and I was in high school at this time. And it was one of those schools that you can go to while you're in high school if you was trying to get like certified. So they had like people that was trying to get their cosmetology license, their barbering license, CNA license, like all of that. They had, it was just like a additional school that you can sign up to go to if you were trying to get like those type of certifications if you want to get in the field. So for me, I wanted to be I was aspiring to be a doctor at the time, so I was like, I can get my CNA and work my way up and network from there. So I went to the school to get my CNA. Our teacher there already had her CNA license, and we were just a group of students that was going there, and she was going to prepare us to take the exam to get our CNA license as well. In the end, nobody ended up getting a CNA license. I think the whole school was a scam because you had to pay to go there as well, and nothing happened for nobody. So I don't really know, but let me get into the story. So like I stated, my teacher was an older black woman, and I don't know, I guess I just kind of like irritated her, like just by my presence, just like being there. Mind y'all, I want to tell y'all, at the time I was broke. I'm in high school. I don't even think I had a job at this point. I didn't have a car. Like, I'm a regular high school student. I have nothing going on. So all the animosity she felt towards me, I always thought to the back of my head, I'm like, why does she even feel this way about me? Like, she's doing better than me in life. Like, I'm here, I'm trying to get what you have. You have a CNA, I want a CNA. Like, I'm looking up to you. Why are you mad at me? I'm 16 years old with nothing, literally. Every time I would come into the class, like, she always had something to say to me. Like, so for an example, a whole bunch of students can be on their phone. I get on my phone, everybody's on their phone, and she would only say something to me. She would kick me out of her class, like, just coming in the class. Like, she was very, I don't even know how to explain her, but like, it was very like awful, like how she was, and she only treated me that way. And it was so bad that other students in the class wasn't even asking me like, oh my goodness, did you do something to her? Because we're here at the same time. They know damn well I didn't do nothing to her. Like, she just came into class like just tripping out on me. Like, she'll be yelling, like she'll get other teachers involved. And I remember one particular day, y'all, it was so crazy. So kind of think of this day like a career fair, but for the school. This is where they had like other people come to the school that was certified and like what you're trying to get certified in. Like, you can network with them and ask them their experience and things like that. So it was a dress to impress day. So we all had to dress up. you know, we don't really know about professional attire for real. Like, we're 16 in high school, but we know we can, you know, dress up. So, like, I had wore a romper. Many other students had wore a romper as well. And I was bigger at the time. So, like, I had bigger breasts. I had a bigger butt. Like, everything was just well proportioned. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I wore my romper to school. I had a black and white romper on. Very neutral colors. Like, it was nothing like pink or red. It was nothing crazy, you guys. It was very, like, reserved. It was very reserved romper, but like I said, I just had a body because I was bigger during this time. Mind you, like I said, other students had on rompers as well, along with other, you know, attire too, but she saw my romper when I got to school, and she immediately, like, as soon as I got off the bus, like, she immediately, like, just made a scene about it. She got other teachers involved. She was like, you guys, like, look at what she have on. And the other teachers are looking like, what's wrong with it? Like, what's wrong with what she has on? So the other teachers wasn't defending her case, so she went to go get the principal. And I don't know if her and the principal was together or what that was about. But yeah, she convinced the principal that my outfit was terrible and that nobody needed to see me in this outfit. So instead of the principal agreeing with the teacher, like, you know, I don't think nothing is wrong with her outfit, like, you know, let her go to the event, he locked me in a classroom and they made me stay there the entire time, so I could not participate in the event and meet the other professionals, like, you know, what I was trying to do. And everybody was like, girl, nothing is wrong with your outfit, like, what's going on with her? Like, but mind you guys, she did this all the time. Like, it was always a problem with me. Like, she always found something. So after this day, she told the principal, like, I don't even know what she was going around telling people about me, but nobody, like, at the school wanted to listen to me. And I feel like that's how it always is, like, with students and teachers. Like, as soon as a teacher say something about a student, regardless whether it's true or not, they just go with it, like, and it's not true. And they have to understand, like, people be hating, like, people are miserable, like, everything is just not face front, like, everything is not true. But they ate what she was saying up. So she told the principal, which is another older black man, like I said, I don't know if they had some type of relationship going on, but she told him she does not want me in her class no more. Mind you, since, like I said, I'm in high school and, you know, we're on a schedule during that time, that particular hour block, I'm dedicated to be at that school. So I still had to catch the bus and go to that school when I was supposed to, because it was worth the grade. But instead of me going to her classroom, I would have to sit, like, downstairs in this computer lab. Like, nobody would come and check up on me. One time, one of the students from the class came and gave me my work. And when I tell y'all, the work was absolutely crazy. Like, it was nothing like what we was learning. So I went to the principal and I'm like, this is not the same work that, you know, she's giving to other students. Like, I don't know why she's making this so hard for me. Like, I'm telling him, like, I have never done nothing to her. Like, I don't know what her problem is or nothing like that. And at the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, like, I don't have nothing at all. Like, why does this woman hate me? And I literally have nothing. Like, she has everything right now. Like, she got the car. I don't have a car. She got money. I don't have money. Like, I think she had money. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, she has everything I'm trying to get. And, like, you mad at a 16-year-old? Like, what's going on? So the principal was not trying to hear what I was saying. He was like, well, that's the work that she gave you and you just have to do it, like, regardless if the other students are doing it. And I'm like, is nobody seeing, like, this is unfair treatment? Like, what is going on? And you guys, it was like that the whole entire semester, like, the animosity and everything. So long story short, I ended up doing the work even though it was hard. And this is back when ChatGPT did not exist, so it was just a struggle for me. At the end of the day, you guys, she failed me for her class, mind you. And then the reason she failed me is because I wasn't coming to class. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, girl, you told everybody that you didn't want me in your class. They literally had me downstairs. Like, mind you, I did the work, y'all. Even though it was hard as shit, I still did it. Like, I was like, bro, I'm emailing the principal and everything. I'm like, that is not right, like, what she did. Like, cause, you know, this is a grade, so this affected my GPA. Like, you know, colleges is looking at that, like, everything. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, I did not deserve to fail this lady's class. Like, y'all, it was just such a horrible time with her. And I really wish her the worst during that time. I mean, I'm better now, so it's like, it is what it is. But now that I look back, I'm like, she must have really been suffering in life to be jealous of a little old 16-year-old. Mind y'all, always dressed well, so I don't know if she was mad, because she used to wear scrubs every day. I don't know why she wore scrubs every day. Like, you teaching a class, like, you can come in with other attire on. Like, what is this about? So I don't know if she didn't have clothes. I had more, I wouldn't say I had more clothes, but, like, I just dressed well. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always dress well.
Even to this day, like if you see me out, I may, be dressed up and I may not be going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I always just had that mindset even at a young age. So I don't know if she was jealous for the way that I dressed. Everybody thought I was always pretty, so I don't know if she felt some type of way that people always thought I was pretty. Like everybody got along with me. I was very like cool and stuff, like, somebody that people would get along with. So I don't know if she was jealous, but I really don't know what she was jealous about. But I know she was jealous of something. Because like I said, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no car, no money, nothing. So I'm like, she couldn't have been jealous about that because I ain't got it. But, like, it was crazy, y'all. So long story short, that is how she got me kicked out the school because at the end of the day, like, it got so bad because I'm emailing everybody, like, asking for help and help. They didn't want me to even come back to the school no more. So, y'all, it was just done from there. Like, and I did the work, y'all. Like I said, I did the work, and I handed the work in to one of the students in the class, and she told me, like, girl, I turned your work in. Like, I don't know why she did that. I don't know what happened, but that's basically, long story short. And wherever she's at in life, I know it's not good. Like, but let me stop. But no, for real, that is the story time of how my older black jealous teacher got me kicked out of school.
When I say a bitch is tired of getting beat on, a bitch is tired of getting beat on. How all you do is choke me. How all you do is choke me. And I keep saying this, like, and people would say, oh, it's because you picking the wrong niggas and blase. Blood still coming out my nail. I done had a broke nigga, he beat me. Rich nigga, he beat me. Currently, like, a rich nigga, he beat me. A nigga that was on drugs, he beat me. A white man called me a nigger and then beat me. Like, at this point, I don't know. Lost all my earrings. Like, but all you did was choke me. A bitch is tired though. I didn't even fight back this time. I couldn't. I'm so tired I didn't even fight back. I think my problem is that when I get into a new relationship, I fuck up by telling them about my past, like, oh, like, my ex did this, my ex did that, and then they be like, oh, I would never do you like that, blah, blah, blah. It's the only nail I got left. I would never do you like that and blah, 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 and then they turn around and do you worse. I have to learn how to keep shit to myself. I feel like shit like this keep happening to me because I'm speaking it to the universe and I keep saying it. So I'm gonna just keep shit to myself.
Hey man, this is why it's so important to ask people for full body pictures before you actually meet them, just to see if you really like them. Because I do feel like body types don't matter as much. But y'all, I gotta tell y'all about this date I just came from. So I've been talking to this dude on a Facebook dating app, right? So y'all, we literally hit it off. Shit was going so good. I'm talking about we really connected. We've been talking for over 3 months and we decided that we wanted to do a little date. So bitch, mind you, I have seen him on camera. I know what he looked like from the face up. So I asked him for a full body picture and he was like, man, babe, not right now. I'm in the bed laying down. So he was like, when I get up, I'll send you one. So this man never sent me no full body picture. So y'all, mind y'all, in his bio, this man said he was about 5'8". He said that he was like an athletic. He worked out. I looked at his pictures from what I seen, but most of his pictures was like from the face up kind of pictures. So I didn't really think too much of it until we actually got to the date. So y'all, mind y'all, I like to make it to the dates first just to see like the person actually getting out their car, and I want to see, make sure like ain't nobody trying to set me up. So I arrive at the date first. Bitch, I get to the date, I'm sitting there, I'm waiting on him. Mind y'all, this nigga said that he was 5'8". So as I'm sitting there, I see this dude walking to the restaurant. At first, when I looked, I'm thinking like it was a kid because he was like real short. Like he was like a kid size. So all I know is I get a phone call and he was like, yeah, I'm here. Where you at? So bitch, I'm like, I'm in a booth. I don't see you nowhere. So he was like, what booth you at? So I told him the booth that I was at. Next thing you know, I see this person walking towards me. Mind you, it was a little short little person walking towards me. No, y'all ain't got nothing to get short people. That's not even the case. So as he's walking, he gets closer. I noticed that he was a little person. Not only was he a little person, he was thick as hell. Like he was built like his mama kind of thing. So bitch, he plopped in the chair. So like he looking at me, I'm looking at him. And at this point I'm a little confused because like in his bio, he said he was like 5'8". And when I see him, he had to have been like 3 something. I'm talking about real little. Real little. And not only that, he was so damn We ended up finishing the day. Things was really cool, but after he lied about his size, and it wasn't even the fact that he was a little person, it was the fact that he lied about his size and didn't really tell me like the truth. And I feel like if you'll lie about something like that, you'll lie about anything else. So y'all, I ain't never hit him up after that.
Here I am, just hit a year and a half of abstinence, and I still get called a hoe. Let's talk about it. You're gonna get called a hoe if you're pretty. You're gonna get called a hoe if you have a nice body. You're gonna get called a hoe if you're friends with the man that she's messing with. You're gonna get called a hoe if you come in and say hi to these people. You're gonna get called a hoe regardless. You're gonna get called a hoe if you wear shorts and a Lululemon jacket. You're going to get called a hoe if a group of girls see that you're pretty, you're driving a nice car, and you putting in your shopping bags. You must be a hoe because somebody else had to pay for that. And who else are you doing this with? How are you You're gonna be called a hoe regardless. And honestly, I'm okay with being called a hoe. I'm a proud hoe. Okay? At the end of the day, there's nothing you could do to change that narrative. Being called a hoe is just the modern day word of saying, I am jealous of you. It's the modern day word of saying, how do you do it? It's the modern day word for, I wish I was living your detached, I'm not worried about these men life. That's what it's called. I got called a hoe by my friends. I got called a hoe by a group of girls who just decided to just talk crap about me. I get called a hoe literally last week from a group of girls that I don't even know, but it's always watching me, always make eye contact with me when I come in on a girls' night at, Little Camp or Fancies or Clarkwood. Every single time. Be okay with being a hoe. All it means is that you're popping. Okay? You're going to get called a hoe regardless, so you might as well do what you want. You're going to be called a hoe, so you might as well laugh a little louder. Don't try to be goofy once you see the girls looking at you in that conversation. Be a little flirtatious. Continue, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a lot of conversations, if I'm around a group of people and it's some girls that don't know me or whatever like that, and like we're all kicking it off, having a good time, I'll have to like do a little goofy move or, get a little quiet to bring the attention off of me so they won't call me a hoe or so they won't be mean to me because I feel their eyes just gauging on me, just, Go ahead and laugh, baby. Go ahead and have a good time. You're going to be called a hoe regardless. Let them be jealous of you. Let them wonder who you are. Let them wonder who you kicking it with. Let them wonder this and that, because that's all they could do is wonder. Because guess what? You never gave them anything to be mad about to begin with. So be a hoe. Peace, love, and applesauce. Bye.
I need advice because I literally do not know how to get myself out of this situation that I'm in. And it's all my fault. Like, I own it. It's my fucking fault. But I don't know how to get myself out of this situation. I don't know what to do. I got fired from my job. I failed my school semester. I am addicted to fucking kratom fucking seltzers. And if I try to stop, I get severe restless legs and I literally can't even sleep. And I'm struggling to fucking get a job because nobody's hiring, and the people that are hiring, they don't want me. And I'm struggling to even apply to jobs because every single day I fucking wake up and I'm just I just don't know how to get myself out of this. I literally do not know how to get myself out of this. My bank account is overdrawn by $500 because my car insurance went out and gym membership and Netflix and stuff, and then I get overdraft fees of like $100. And I'm in credit card debt, and I can't even pay off my credit cards because I'm not making any money except for DoorDash, and then I'm DoorDashing, but then I spend the money that I make DoorDashing on like the fucking Kratom seltzers and gas and food, and I'm struggling with binging really bad, like really bad. I've gained like 15 pounds and I keep binging, and then the next day I'm so upset about the binging, or like it really affects my mental health, and then I like want to over exercise, and then I just feel like I'm going crazy. I'm literally going crazy. I'm going crazy, and I've seen my doctor, and I've seen a therapist, and I've seen a psychiatrist, and I've gone to some interviews, and I'm literally trying, but I don't even have it in me to like try as hard as like I normally would, because I'm so fucking stressed. I feel like I'm gonna, like, I don't see any hope. I don't see any way out of this. That's literally how I feel. I literally do not see any way out of this. And I'm probably posting this for like attention, or I don't know why I'm posting this, but that's what I'm doing.
So I have a male-centered, toxic, abusive ass mother. And every time I want to let up on her and let loose and give her some grace, she proves and shows me again and again and again why she needs somebody to just beat her ass. So my whole life, I've struggled maintaining a relationship with my older sister. Me and my sister had a very toxic relationship, and to this day, I really still don't really like to do too much talking with her. I feel like, and it's been like this since I was a kid. Like, I was always quiet as a kid, but I was always loved. I might not have been loved, like, in my home, like, you know what I mean? As soon as I stepped out the house and we got to school, I was loved. When we went to after school programs, I was loved. Even now, bitch, I am loved by everybody. I feel like my mom was jealous of me as a kid. She tried to pin me and my sister against each other. I have a video where I was talking about how my mama whooped us over some spaghetti once. It's in my public library and it went viral. Go listen to that so you can get an idea of what I mean. My mama pinned us against each other, and the thing is, before I even knew what jealousy was, before I even knew what manipulation was, before I even knew what abuse was, I knew that it was something wrong with my mama. And no shade, I knew with my sister, it was just always something with me that was like, used to be 7, 8, 10 years old, like, I'm not fucking with it. Whenever my sister did something, my mama will always beat the shit out of me too. Even if she knew it was my sister, she would tear me up too for hours and hours and hours. It don't matter. She would tear me up too. Whenever my sister was talking about me and I would cry, my mama would be like, girl, shut the fuck up. You say they already be saying this about, like, she just would let it go on. Instead of being like, stop talking about my motherfucking child or getting on them, she would just let it happen and be like, girl, shut the fuck up. The rare occurrences that my mom did punish my sister when it was between the two of us, she would say a saying and it would go, Jamia is Kadia, so I'm my mama, and Jemiah, you're Stacy. Let's just say my mama's sister name is Stacy, so my auntie. Jemiah, you're Stacy. So now that I'm older, I'm realizing that, okay, my mama and my auntie also had issues growing up. One of them was jealous of the other. My whole life, my mama would always try to say Jemiah was jealous of me, low key, but she would say it by saying, Jamia, you're Kadia, Jemiah, you're Stacy. But now that I'm older, I'm starting to think that my mom was jealous of Stacy, her sister. Because where is this coming from? And when you're whooping us, why is this a metaphor? Why is this something? So now that we're grown, whenever me and my sister argue, my sister goes, aha, Jamia, I'm Kadia and you're Stacy. Like it's an insult. But that's because of my mom. Because of my mom used to punish her. A punishment will be her basically saying, Jamia is the better sister, and you're just like my jealous sister from when I was a kid. And now my sister has grown up and repeated that. I always got good grades in school. My sister never, in the beginning of her year, she never was good in school. She used to always have bad report cards. She used to always have call homes. That's just how my sister was. To make my sister feel bad when report cards and stuff would come, they'd be like, good job, Mimi. You did so good. We're going to go out. We're going to get you cupcakes. What do. And I would be so happy. Like, oh my God, yay. But now that I'm older, they used to literally do it just so that she can hear and feel away. They would never go get me the cupcakes and the dolls and the toys that they would promise me. It was just simply to make her feel like shit. This is where I think shit went wrong. I think that it didn't work on me, but it worked on my big sister. I think that my sister genuinely started to resent me. I think that my mama's fucking plan worked on her, and it didn't work on me. So now I look like the crazy one from distancing myself from them. My mama formed an alliance with my big sister, and it's sad because my big sister don't even know that you're a clown in her circus. You are literally the shit that I say about my sister. When I call you jealous, when I call you weird, when I call you this, you don't even know that this heat is really not even for you. This is all your mom's fucking fault. You're like a puppet for her. That's sad because it was never supposed to be for you. It was all supposed to be for mom, but mom hid behind you and threw the motherfucking rocks and hit her hand. Now, for proof, I'm going to show y'all what I mean, the type of shit that my mama does. This is from 2018. I was 13 in 2018. I didn't even have a Facebook yet. My sister says the biggest hater be our own family, like move around. Who knows who she's talking about? She could be talking about a cousin. She could be talking about an auntie. She could be talking about me. Who knows who she's talking about? My mama decides to comment, that's what your sister be saying about you. I don't even fucking have a Facebook. I have no recollection that this post is being made, and I did not just say this. I did not say this, but you decided to go out of your way and insert me. So now my sister is feeling away because now my sister feels like you not only inserted yourself in something that had nothing to do with you, but you commented on my page and you did it through mine. When in reality, I don't know what the fuck going on. I was probably at home stinking musty as fuck. My sister responds offended and goes, she can show her big bowling ball head up. I don't hate on her. Hate on what exactly? Because she ain't prettier than me. Mind you, I didn't do shit. I'm just an innocent bystander who has I don't know what's going on. Do y'all see the pin against each other? She pinned us against each other, and my sister falls for that shit. My sister responded and assaulted me, even though I didn't say shit. I didn't know this post was made. I had no recollection that this was going on. But now, since my mom has inserted herself with her grown ass and some kid shit, instead of my mama deleting her comment and testing her privately, my mama go, see, that's hate right there. You be hating and don't even know it. Bitch, just get off Facebook. You're the mother. Get off Facebook. I don't even know what's going on. Blocking my sister name out, but that's my mama name on Facebook right there. So I don't give a fuck. So I get my first job at Tim Hortons. My older sister also works at Tim Hortons. By now, it is what it is. It's established that my sister does feel some type of way when I do shit that I do. But obviously, in my opinion, it's from childhood shit like that. It's from my mama letting me whoop her. It's from a lot of shit. So now she feels some type of way about me. Maybe it's jealousy. I don't know what it is. But obviously, I feel like my sister bullies me. It is what it is. To this day, I feel like my sister has tried to bully me. And her excuse is always, oh, I was 13, but I was 11. That hurt my feelings. Whenever I snap back, my sister, well, you said this about me too. Well, yeah, that was after you did shit to me. That was after you bullied me. That was after. You know what I'm saying? Like, after you pick with me and pick on me, yeah, I snap back. I start my new job at Tim Hortons. Unprovokingly, my mama texts me, Maya just told me y'all gonna be working at the same place. You know how Maya is, and I know y'all won't be working the same shifts, but your personality is very likable, and Maya has a bullying, controlling personality. So when she sees people start to like you, you already know how that's gonna go. I want you to focus on you and your money, and this is between me and you. While I do feel like it was true, why did you just go behind her back and text me shit like this? Now, if I didn't know my mama ways, I would feel the way about Jemiah, but I don't. Now, my mama thinks that nothing is her fault. My mama thinks that everything that happens in this world is my daddy's fault. My mama left my daddy in like 2012, 2013. My mama still blames everything that happens on my daddy. My mama get evicted from her house, my daddy. My mama get fired from her job, my daddy. My mama do something to us, well, your daddy is always my daddy. In reality, my whole life, my daddy had his problems, but Kadia, you did too. And I know my mama gonna watch this because I know my mama be watching me because my mama is jealous of me. There's so much shit that I can really say, and I really don't get along with my sister. But in certain moments, I give my sister grace. I don't see us ever being cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see us ever. I don't think no amount of therapy could make me. You know what I'm saying? But I know who's to blame, and it's my mama. My mama pinned us against each other all our life. She still does this to this day. And now my sister defends my mama with everything. It's the roles them reverse. If I call my mama out on some bullshit she did to me during my childhood, my sister goes, Well, dad did it too. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about mom. I'm talking about something mom did. Well, dad. Now the roast. Now they've joined an alliance on me. So it feels like they're dude up. They're coupled up. They're joined an alliance on me. The other day, I ain't even gonna get into that. I'll make a whole nother video on what happened the other day for real. But yeah, fuck my mama. I don't give a fuck. I be trying to give her grace. I don't like, get your shit together. Simple. My mama hate how much I expose her. My mama hate how much I exposed her because she thought I was gonna be a dumb bitch who never told nobody nothing she did to me. Surprise, Kadia. I'm gonna tell everything, and you can't do shit about it. So about 2 or 3 days ago, I made a video saying how my mama turned me and my sister against each other, and then I was like, I'll make another video about what had just transpired over the past couple days. Let me get out the background of the story. I always got picked on for my hair. My mama would always take the time to do my other sister's hair, my big sister, my little sister. But when it came to me, my mama would go weeks without doing my hair. And then she started saying stuff like, well, your hair is just too much. Your hair is too much. Then she introduced me to what a perm was and told me this is going to make your hair so much better. Your hair is going to be, you know what I mean, easier to maintain. I'm going to start doing your hair after this. Woo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. At first, I really didn't care for it because I'm like, what, 7, 8, 9? I don't really know what the fuck going on and I don't really care. But my older sister picked up on this. And so my older sister will walk around laughing at me like, aha, you got kinky coily hair. Aha, you got kinky coily hair. And that caused a bad relationship with my hair until last October. Then I was like, fuck that. Like, my mama ended up putting a perm in my head and never did my hair after that. So my hair was literally damaged. My thing is, it's nothing wrong with, oh, you old enough to do your own hair. 1, I'm like 9. 2, if you is gonna let me do my own hair, at least teach me before you just abandon me. Now I got this goddamn perm in my hair that you put in my hair after promising me that you would do my hair more because it'll be easier. You're not here, and now my fucking hair falling out and my goddamn sister picking on me. Back to the story. So remember I said I really didn't care to take care of my hair, but this one time I did. I was about 12 years old and I had got some money from, like, I can't remember what I got some money from. I think my daddy gave me money. My daddy gave me like $40, $50. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of being picked on about my motherfucking hair. I'm about to go to the store and get so many products and I'm gonna learn to do my hair. I started watching YouTube videos, watching styles, wash routines. I started watching all that. I buy all this hair stuff. Now you got to keep up. So my mama and daddy didn't used to get along. So one day my mama pulled up to pick us up from my daddy's house. My mama and daddy get into it. All my siblings are scared. Like I said, keep up. All my siblings are scared. So they're all in the car except for me because I have so many hair products that I just bought and I put it in a plastic bag. And as I'm running down the stairs to get in the car, the plastic bag fucking rips. Keep up. I'm trying to figure out how to get every hair product in my arm as I'm picking one up, one falls. As I'm picking one up, one falls to the point where I start to take too long. So my sister, my big sister, gets from out of the car outside, runs into the apartment building and say, Jamia, what are you doing? Hurry up. Like, they about to fight. Hurry up. They arguing. I know I got this hair shit because of this specific reason. Me, my little sister, my little brother live with my mama at this point. My big sister live with my daddy. So this time, my big sister is coming with us all the way to where we live, and we lived at the motel at this time. We get to the motel. We spend a couple of days there. It's just the whole time there, I'm just ready for her to go. I can't escape her because we all in one fucking room. So it's like I ain't got nowhere to go. After about a week of being there, it's time to go home. When my mom is getting ready to take my sister home, I noticed, where is all my hair stuff? Looking around for it, I can't find my motherfucking hair stuff. Keep up. I start to see this guilt in my older sister's face, right? Now I'm like, where's my hair stuff? My sister like, I ain't got your hair stuff, but I could see the smug on her face. So as I'm pressing her for it, I start to cry. Like, I'm crying tears down my face looking for my hair stuff. So my mama goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, my sister Maya has my hair stuff. My mama like, shut the fuck up, she ain't got your hair stuff. My big sister like, you must have left it at home. I'm like, I know I didn't leave it at home because the reason why I was taking so long to get in the car is because I was on the damn stairs gathering all my hair stuff as it was falling. My mama like, shut the fuck up, stop crying, shut your ass up, she ain't got your hair stuff. Boom. I cried my eyes out because I finally wanted to learn to do my hair. My sister picked at my hair. My mama never did my hair. I finally wanted to learn how to do my fucking hair, and you done stole all my stuff. How you talking shit about me not having hair, but then I get the stuff to grow my damn hair and you steal it? Whatever. So boom, my mama takes her all the way back to where she live at. Mind you, we like an hour and some change away. A couple months later, me and my little sister, we go to visit my daddy. My big sister is at school. My little sister decides to go in her room and look for something that she has suspicions of my sister stealing. So my little sister opens her purse and there was her shirt or whatever. So as she's pulling the shirt out, she goes, Jamia, ain't this your hair stuff? So my hair stuff is in her purse, barely used. Like, it's used, but it's barely used. It's been months. You would expect for this shit to be almost gone. Barely used. First of all, the fact that it's in your purse means you had it out, and like when we came over, you had to put it all up in there, or you just simply never used it so much to the point where you never took it out your purse when you stole it. I text my mama. I said, Mama, guess what? Maya did have my hair stuff this whole time. Like, you didn't believe me. My mama goes, yes, I knew she had your hair stuff. I went, why did you let her do that? I can't remember the sorry ass excuse my mama gave, but my mama let her get away with that. One thing about it, like I said, my daddy got his own problems, but I told my daddy, and my daddy cussed her ass clean out. My daddy always called my big sister out when she was being crazy to me. To this day, a year ago, he told my big sister, like, I don't know what you got against Mia, but you've always had something against Mia. My sister, although she got cussed out, she low-key got a key out of that, because once again, my mama had proved she would let my big sister bully me and just get away with this shit. Fast forward to 2026, my sister's older now. My little sister, she was thinking, I guess, like, now that I'm older, Mia, that was bogus as hell. Like, not just her stealing my stuff, but why did she steal your stuff? And Mom, that was crazy. So she texts my sister, like, do you remember when you did that? My sister's like, this not you. You don't even text like that. This must be Mia. So now I'm getting brought up in this shit because you can't believe that somebody outside, they always try to gaslight me like I'm crazy. But now somebody else outside of me is calling, the bullshit out. So now, fuckers like, I can't, no, this not you. This gotta be Mia. Mind you, I ain't said shit. I'm not typing shit. I'm not in this. I don't know what's going on. I have no recollection of what is going on. My sister, I guess she records a video like, no, this is me. It ain't that serious. I'm just saying, like, that was kind of crazy what you did. So my sister go, I don't remember that. My sister said, yeah, you were about 14, 15. My sister goes, I was 13. In my last video, I said my sister, every time I bring up something my sister did that hurt me, I was 13. As if everything that she's done to make me feel away all happened in 365 days. All in 1 year. Every traumatic story that I have somehow happened when she was 13. No. You were 4, you were 5, you were 6, you were 7, all the way. You were every age when you did this stuff to me. It don't matter the goddamn age, you did it. And I've been 13, my little sister's been 13, my little brother's been 13. We've never done things like that to each other. So my little sister's testing her like, hey boo, it's not that serious. Like, you could just laugh it off, but acknowledge that you did it. My sister's going in like, but y'all never talk about the shit that she do to me. Mind you, like I said, I never do anything unprovoked to my sister. I never do anything unprovoked to my sister. I clap back, and it takes me a lot to clap back at my sister. But I clap back. My sister's like, I still don't believe this is you. I think this is Mia. This is where my mama comes in a fucking again. My mama always somewhere around. So my mama texts my little sister like, hey, Maya just called me crying and we not even cool. My sister like, I don't know what she called you for. I didn't really do nothing. Well, my mama like, well, you just hurt her feelings. My little sister like, I don't know how that hurt her feelings. This not about her. This is about what she did to me. And my mama like, well, me and her not even talking right now. So the fact that she called me this hurt, like, that's not okay. And her feelings are hurt. My little sister like, it don't matter. She could have just held accountability. We could have laughed it off. She could have kept it pushing. This is what I mean when I say my mama, not only did she put me and my sister against each other, she enabled the bully behavior. I would never see, not my own kids, not nobody else, I would never see a sibling bullying another fucking sibling and just let them get away with it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So now my mom's like, well, she really just hurt because she think that it wasn't you typing, it was Mia. Once again, bring me up, and I'm not even there. So my sister said, no, it's not Mia, it is me. I sent her video proof, I sent her voice clips, like, that is not Mia. So then my mom like, well, nobody likes to hear bad about themselves. See, look at your daddy. Once again, you bringing up my daddy. It's not about him right now. Stop bringing him up. Fuck. Stop. she would never do that like these days. My little sister, like, it's not that deep, and I'm not saying she wouldn't do it. What I'm saying is she could have just held accountability. My mama defending my sister like they always fucking do because they have something in common. The commoncy is that they fucking bullied me my entire life. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers every time I fucking speak because they know it's the truth. It is what it is.
My mama played victim so fucking much. Like, oh my God, let's do it, bitch. I'm tired of her. So, 2017, I just didn't like living with my daddy. My sister made it clear that she would never go back and live with my mama because my mama wasn't stable and my daddy was fucking, you know what I mean? He was the stable one and she was staying and we was dumb for going to live with my mama. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm the fuck down. My mama asked who was coming and who was staying with my daddy. My big sister made it very clear that she was staying. I have videos, I have messages, I have all of that of my sister saying I'm staying because mama ain't stable. My mama never said when she was coming, but when she came, she knew who she was coming for. So the day that my mama decided she was gonna come, she texted me, she had me pack up all the my little sibling shit because my big sister said she was staying with my daddy. My daddy works third shift, so my mama waited till my daddy to leave to come and get us. Why the fuck now, when I call my mama out for shit, my mama be like, well, how you think your sister felt that y'all left her? Y'all left her. Mind y'all, I was 12 when this happened. So you feel like I left my sister when you came and got us, but you don't feel like you left her? The victimhood that my mom has needs to be fucking studied. So I done made multiple videos. My mama thinks that everything that happens in life is my daddy. And you know what? When I was a kid and my mom and daddy was broken up and I would go like around family, they'd be like, yo, mama still love your daddy. And I would be like, no, I'll be so mad because the way they would fight. And what you do. Now that I'm older and I've been through relationships and I understand, my mama is still in love with my daddy. My mama is still bitter about how her and my daddy went. You still love him. I was always a daddy's girl, y'all. My mama and daddy would argue. I would always cry for my daddy. I went through like at least 6 years of me not liking my daddy. Truth be motherfucking told. And that's when me and my mama was cool. But my mama feel like my daddy has a soft spot for me. She can't stop bringing him up. So go to the last video that I made about my mom. I had a bonnet on with the black hoodie about how, you know, whatever happened between me and my sister. Instead of her being like, I left my daughter, she's saying, I left her.
Must be some soft ass siblings. I'm talking about you and Jamia, because I don't know one group of siblings who don't got no my sibling stole something from me story. You can take a poll on TikTok. I don't know one group of siblings who don't got no my sister stole this from me or me and my sister was fighting. So I don't know if y'all some weak siblings or I don't know, but I don't know one group of siblings who don't got stories like that. And like I was telling Jamia, I don't know if you remember, but y'all literally left her with your daddy. Y'all called me and had me come get y'all in the middle of the night and left. That's how she ended up staying with your daddy? Y'all left her with your daddy. Jamia hatched a plan, packed up all y'all shit, did not include Jamia, and left her with your daddy like she wanted to stay there with your daddy.
I knew my mama couldn't handle this shit by her fucking self. What do you
But
mean?
at the same time,
with my fucking daddy. Bitch, you should have thought 10 steps ahead like I did.
So you didn't come there and leave your daughter. It all falls on me. My mama gonna pay for what the fuck she did to me. Now, since my mama said make a poll, I'm gonna make a poll in the comments. Do y'all think that my mom is a narcissistic, abusive ass, victim mindhood, trashy ass mother who refuses to hold accountability? Or do y'all think that I'm making up this whole entire story and she's a loving, caring being who just happens to exist?
Story time on how I found out my friend of over 15 fucking years literally hates me. Like, hates my fucking soul. Quick disclaimer, right? It is 100% okay to grow apart, right? It's 100% okay to grow in different directions as friends. But what is not okay is public fallouts, messy fallouts, and loud fallouts. If we ever hit any of those three categories, we could never be cool again. Like, at this big ass age, we can just never the fuck be cool again. Okay, so boom, just to get right into the story, one thing about me, I don't expect anything out of anybody that I'm not willing to give you myself or to do myself. So if I'm setting the standard on how I want to operate in my friendships and you're not matching that, then you gotta fucking go. Period. So 2 years ago, right, we take a trip to Miami, me, my homegirl, and another one of my homegirls that I've been friends with for, like I said, literally over 15 fucking years. We all take a trip to Miami for her birthday. So On this birthday trip, even though we were all going to be celebrating together, I still wanted to get my bitch a gift because I feel like, we getting older. We, quite frankly, are literally the new adults. So I feel like I want to change the trajectory of my friendships. I want to start doing things that are absolutely memorable, that we are going to look back at in the future and be like, you know what, I'm glad we did that. Like, we definitely showed up and we showed out. So I wanted to start this whole gift giving thing, right? Because I always see people with their friends on the internet, doing little gift giving and perfume exchanges and just like so fun stuff, fun stuff that you can look back on and have that memory forever, right? So I figured I would be the one to start it. So boom, we get to Miami, we celebrate my girlfriend's birthday or whatever, and I buy her some perfume for her birthday because I'm just like, you know what? I want to start this off. Like, let's really pop it like some grown ass women. Like, we got money now. We not kids no more. Like, let's really like turn these friendships and shit up. So I had somebody that was close to her tell me what all perfumes that she had like in her house and didn't have. So I went and got her a perfume that I myself have as well that I think smelled really good for her birthday. So got her a gift, she loved it, whatever, that was that. So the next year she promised me that she would get me a gift for my birthday. And the reason why I say next year is because my birthday comes before hers. So like I said, I wanted to be the one to kick it off or whatever. So I really didn't care that she didn't get me anything for my birthday. I wanted to be the one to start that. So I got her a gift for her birthday. She was supposed to get me next year, blase, whatever the situation may be. So on this birthday trip, right? Mind you, the trip was like it was a little chaotic. I don't know why it's like that when you travel with friends. Like, vacations and trips are just like always like wacky and just out of order, but whatever. It ended up being a situation where we were out one night. We were trying to like go to live or some shit like that. And like, they didn't want a ballet park. They didn't really like care to pay that much to get in because they didn't know how long we was going to be in there or if we was even dressed like correctly to even be in live. And it just was like a whole bunch of weird shit with us figuring out where we were going to go to spend our last night in Miami to celebrate my girlfriend's birthday. So we ended up deciding that we weren't going to go into live because nobody could really like agree on a place and an amount of money that we were willing to spend. So me being the designated driver, I'm like, listen, y'all got to tell me where the fuck y'all want me to go because at this point, I'm just driving in circles and, we looking crazy. We don't have no destination. We're honestly wasting time where we could already be in somewhere having fun and let's just figure this out so I'm not driving in circles. I'll literally pull over and park so we can get our life together and figure out what the fuck is going on. So, of course, in the midst of everything, I'm getting a little agitated because I'm just like, they don't drive. I've been the one driving this whole fucking time. So I have to monitor my drinking. I can't really be smoking like that. Like, I literally have to be on point. And it's like, I'm driving in circles. At this point, I wasn't living in Miami. We were literally just visiting Miami. I wasn't living here. So it's like, I don't know where I'm going. We don't have no destination. Like, what are we really doing? So my homegirl, whose birthday it was, right? She, I guess, like tried to send a message to our other friend that was on a trip with us, like talking shit about me, right? But the message got sent to me. She accidentally sent the message talking shit about me to me instead of our other friend. So one thing about me, right? I'm very calculated, you know what I'm saying? I'm real like methodical and, like my footsteps. Like I like to map out how I'm gonna do shit and just store shit for later in the back of my mind. But I'm just like, the shit that you even text her, it was just it was corny as fuck. Like she was talking shit, but it was really so minuscule that it was some shit that she could have said to me. Like, it wasn't nothing that she necessarily had to go behind my back and say in a text message, but it was just corny as fuck and it made me look at her funny. But I'm just like, you know what? Let me store that in my mind for later on because at the end of the day, you ain't never got to let your right hand know what your left hand doing. Like, keep it cute, keep it decent, and just, later on, check that shit. So everything was everything. We end up enjoying the rest of our trip, doing whatever it is that we did. And on the last day, we ends up getting into like, I think a separate debate about something else that had happened that, needed to be discussed or whatever. So I chose that as the perfect time to mention what I knew that she had did the other night that she thinks that I didn't fucking know. So I'm just like, yeah, bitch. And FYI, I know that you text so-and-so talking shit about me or whatever because you literally sent the message to my phone. And I just basically wanted her to know that that was corny as fuck and that was childish because at the end of the day, we've been friends for way too long for you to feel like you couldn't have said to me whatever you texted in that message. Like, you literally could have, it was that corny and that minor that you literally could have said that shit to me. So now I'm looking at you like, you a weird ass bitch. Like, you a weirdo. Like, I'm good on you. Like, I'm just, like, you weird. So she had apologized. She said she was sorry for whatever she said. Blase, blase. I let it go. We were able to move past that. One thing about me, I'm not somebody to hold on to something. Like, we're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. We're going to air shit out. I'm going to let you know that that was corny as fuck. That was real childish and weird for you to do some shit like that, especially being as though we got so much time in that you shouldn't feel like you have to hold back from saying anything that you want to say to me. Like, I've never even known you to be this kind of person. So the fact that you text somebody else talking shit about me is weird when you've always been so outspoken about everything else. I'm just like, yeah, bitch, that was corny. But like I said, I don't hold on to things. Like, I have so much going on in my life, so many good things to look forward to that I don't hold on to little shit like that. Plus, this is my friend of 15 plus years we're talking about. So it's nothing. I just let it go. It was what it was. So the next year I rode around or whatever, right? And I remember her mentioning to me that she was going to get my perfume for me. But mind you, this was like around the time where I had first moved to Miami. I think I was only about 3 to 4 months in down here. And I just really didn't have time like that to be micromanaging anybody or making sure nobody got me a gift and checking up on it or none of that crazy shit. She said she was going to get it. She didn't end up getting it. And that was that. Like, I don't know. I just kind of forgot about it. Let it go, whatever the situation may be. So this year rolls around, right? And I don't know, I'm just like really fed up with the quality of friendships these days. Like, I'm tired of being that girl to everybody else. Like, I'm that friend, I'm that therapist, I'm that sister, I'm that supporter, I'm that plug, I'm that resource, I'm everything for everybody. But when it comes to me and getting that energy reciprocated, it just seems like nobody feels like they have to do for me like I do for them, and I don't like that shit. So I told myself flat the fuck out after New Year's. This is gonna be the year where I make everybody stand on the shit that they say to me. If you said that you were gonna do something for me, you're gonna fucking do it, or I'm cutting you the fuck off. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't hold anybody to any kind of standard that I can't uphold myself. So if, for instance, I ask you to let me drive your fucking car, then you gotta know that if I got a car, you be able to drive that too. Like, I'm never gonna ask you to do more for you than more for me than I'm willing to do for you. I'm just that friend. I'm that all around friend that you can call for anything, anytime, any place. But it seems like when it comes to me, people just feel so comfortable giving me the short end of the stick, and I don't fuck with that. So yeah, I'm holding everybody to what they say to me. Bitch, where's my perfume? But before we get to the birthday shenanigans, need I remind y'all, me and this girl had literally just started back talking maybe 3 to 4 months before my birthday in June of this year. We had ended up falling out back in November, the day after Thanksgiving, because I went back up to my hometown, which is Erie, PA, to visit, and we go out for a night on the town and to have drinks. And this bitch literally tries to fight me in a bar in front of millions of fucking people. Like, literally tries to fight me in a bar. Like, bitch, are you dumb? Okay, so this is part 2 on how I found out that my friend of over 15 years literally fucking hates me. Okay, so jumping right back into things or whatever. We had ended up falling out back in November, the day after Thanksgiving, after I flew back up home from my baby sister's baby shower and wanted to take her out for a night on the town for some drinks and some fun. Before I get into the story, quick disclaimer, my friend is in a walker or whatever. So if you know anything about anybody being in a walker, you know that when you are in their company or when they're more so in your company, you have to make sure that you're looking after them. You know what I'm saying? You got to help them out with their walker. You know, you got to make sure that you're not walking too fast before them. Like, you just got to look out for your folks or whatever, because they don't have all the strength in their legs that you do for whatever reason. So, like I said, we go out for a night on the town or whatever. We drinking, we having fun. Like, we're actually having a lot of fucking fun, to be honest with you. And if you know, you know. If you know anything about Erie, PA, you know that there is not a lot to do there because it's just so small and it's just so cramped and it's just like so negative. There's like a black cloud over that city, but that's neither here nor there. But there's not even a lot of memories I have from Erie that I can honestly say that I enjoy. But this particular night, we were having so much fun. Like, we were just literally having so much fun. It felt like old times because, mind you, I haven't lived in Erie in maybe over, I want to say 10 something years. Like, I have not lived there. I have been in and out of lockup. I was living in Pittsburgh, and then I moved to Miami. So I literally have been upgrading my life year after year after year, to the point where I don't even remember the feeling of like being an Erie girl, because I've just elevated so much from that mindset and that, you know, lifestyle or whatever. But so we were just literally having so much fun. Like, we were drinking, we were turning up. Like, it kind of definitely felt like old times just for a split second. But I don't know where the night had took a turn for the worse, but the night had took a turn for the worse, and like, things got really heated and weird in a matter of seconds, and I just really can't pinpoint what happened. I do know at one point, like I said, we was drinking, we was turning up, and we was having a good time. So in the club that we were in, well, it's kind of like a bar because Erie doesn't really have like clubs or whatever. So in the bar that we were in, there's like a section way in the back that they let people smoke in. So we were all the way in the back section, and we needed to get from the back section to the bar because we wanted to get more drinks or whatever. So we ends up heading from the back of the bar to the front of the bar or whatever, the establishment, to get some drinks. And in between time, meantime, I was like holding on to my friend, and somebody ahead of me was like holding on to her walker or whatever. So, well, she was holding on to me. She was holding on to me for support as she walked through the bar, and somebody before me had her walker in their hand or whatever and was walking with it. So somewhere down the line, somebody had tried to give me a hug or whatever, and I gripped them up to give them a hug back. And I forgot that she was holding on to my arm, and it had accidentally like lost grip, you know, to my arm or whatever. She lost the grip, and she couldn't keep her balance. She couldn't literally get her balance because she uses her walker to walk, and she doesn't have all the strength in her legs like she used to. So grip was lost. She grabbed onto my hair to keep herself from falling, and you know, from there shit just got like weird. So at first, I'm thinking that somebody was grabbing my hair in like a pulling motion, like trying to like fight or trying to run down on me or whatever. So I turn around and I'm like, who the fuck? And then I look, and then I realize, oh shit, she probably, you know, lost her fucking posture or whatever, because she was, well, I was the reason why she was able to walk through the bar like she was, because she was holding on to me. So when I had turned around to give somebody a hug, she probably just, you know, lost her grip or whatever. And that was like the first thing that she could get a hold of to keep her balance or whatever. So she grabbed my hair, she let it go, whatever. I wasn't really mad about that. But we end up getting to the bar a couple of seconds later or whatever, and the energy is just like weird now. Like, the energy has just 100% shifted, and it's just like very, very weird. So I'm still like a little just like fuming about her grabbing my hair, because I had like a glueless wig on, and I'm just like, bitch, this wig is like 3 seconds from coming the fuck off. Like, you can't be grabbing my fucking hair like that. But since it was her, and I know that she only did that to catch her balance, like, I wasn't really that mad, but I was kind of mad because it was just like, you know, getting your hair pulled is just like a trigger as a woman. If you know, you know, especially if you've been in fights, like growing up, getting your hair pulled is just an automatic trigger for you. Like, it automatically makes you want to fight. So I was kind of tense, but I was still cool at the same time, because I'm just like, you know what? It was an accident. Shit happens. But now her energy is weird or whatever, and she's saying like all this weird shit. So she's getting like very, very mad for no reason out of nowhere, and she's just like saying shit under her breath or whatever. So I'm looking, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not really paying her no mind, but she's just saying shit or whatever. So I turn around, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So she get the yapping and saying some shit about, oh, if y'all embarrassed about me, just let me know. Like, if y'all don't want to help me, just say that then. Like, you bitches always trying to leave me, da-da-da-da, all this time. Like, she's saying all kinds of weird shit. Like, all kinds of weird shit. And I'm just like, where is this even coming from? Nobody's trying to leave you. Nobody's embarrassed by you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But she does this every fucking time she gets drunk. Like, she literally, this girl, like, I don't even be liking to speak bad on people, because that's just not my character, and I don't have to do that to tell a story. But this girl literally like terrorizes people when she gets drunk. Like, this has been her thing for some years now. Like, she gets drunk and she turns into a completely different person. She argues with her friends. She argues with her family. Like, she just turned, like, it's like all the hatred that she be feeling inside literally comes out when she's drinking. And it's just like, she be a completely different person. But mind you, I haven't lived in Erie in over 10 years. So I forget about this shit. I didn't think that she was still like this. Like, cause this is childish shit. This is shit that, you know, she used to do when we was 19, 20, 21. I'm just like, damn, you still the same person. Like, this is crazy. So I'm just letting her pop her shit. Just letting her talk. Because at the end of the day, you yelling and you screaming and you causing a scene for what? I'm not about to sit up here and argue with you about some shit that you're falsely accusing me of, for one. You're accusing somebody of being embarrassed of you when really the only people that is embarrassed is you. You're the only person that feels some type of way about your walker. Because if anybody felt some type of way about you having a walker and being seen with you, we just wouldn't come outside with you in general. Like, we literally would never link you. So that's just an insecurity or some shit that you got going on within yourself that you have to deal with, that you're projecting onto other people. But I digress. So, like I said, I'm letting her pop her shit. She yelling, she screaming all in my face, mind y'all. She is like, she gets like aggressive when she drinks. So like, we're damn near lips to lips. Like, she's just yelling, spitting, like she talking and she yelling and she jerking at me. You know when people jerk at you, like, as somebody that is literally used to fighting, these are all fight emotions. Like jerking at me, yelling, like you got your finger in the air and shit like that. I'm like, bro, if you don't back the fuck up, like, girl, go ahead. Like, nobody is on that. Nobody's embarrassed about you. Nobody is not wanting to help you. That's literally shit that you're feeling within yourself that you need to get a hold of. Like, flat the fuck out. So we ends up calling an Uber. We ends up getting in the car with her cousin because we missed the Uber, and her cousin had dropped us all off. And I left Erie, and I literally did not speak to this girl for months, y'all. Like, I just literally did not speak to her for months because I really can't believe that you tried me in a bar like that in front of millions of people. And I know people were looking. I know people saw what the fuck happened. But my whole thing is, I'm not going to feed into your delusions, especially while you're drunk, because I don't do that with my friends. Like, we don't get into the whole calling each other bitches thing. Like, we don't cause scenes like that in public. We don't argue with each other. Like, we don't do shit like that, because it really be certain shit that you cannot come the fuck back from. So I just let her have her moment. But I told myself, like, after that night, I'm no longer fucking with you, because you're the same person that you've been for the last 10, 15 years, and I'm not. I'm literally not. I don't have toxic friendships. I'm not toxic with my friends. Like, me and my friends, we all love each other and we respect each other. And just to know that you still move like this at this big age, it's very disheartening. And it's just like, it's sad. So I'm going to separate myself from you, and I'm just cool. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to nothing. But we would like text from time to time. And then eventually, like I said, we did start back talking in the month of like maybe March or April, because we got so much time. And so it was like inevitable type shit or whatever.
As a hairstylist, I went to go get my hair done by another stylist, and she had me there for 10 hours and didn't even finish my hair. So if you know me, you know I don't let nobody do my hair. But this year for my birthday, I decided that I just didn't want to do my own hair. So the first red flag, I get there and she's nowhere to be found. 15 minutes later, she come walking in. So I'm like, cool, okay. As I'm entering her suite, another client walk in. So I'm like, okay, she double booked. Second red flag. Mind you, my hair appointment was at 12 p.m. She immediately starts the other client first. Weird, because I was there first, but okay. She do the girl braid down, she put her under the dryer, and then it's my turn. So I sit in the chair, and she like, oh, what you getting? I'm like, I'm getting a short pixie quick weave. Here's my hair. But then she go, oh, you didn't bring enough hair. You only brought one box? And I'm like, yeah, I just bought one box. And mind y'all, I custom colored this hair and everything. She like, oh, you got to go to the hair store and get another box of hair and get some more hair dye because there's not enough hair. I do hair. I know for a fact that it was enough hair. Come back for part 2 because I'm running out of time. Okay, this is part 2 on as a hairstylist. I went to go get my hair done by another stylist, and she had me in her shop for 10 hours and didn't even finish my hair. So I think in part 1, I left off on a part where she told me I didn't bring enough hair and I got to go back to the hair store and get more hair and more dye. Because mind y'all, I wanted pink hair and I custom colored the hair myself. Which I'm now realizing that was a stalling tactic because I definitely brought enough hair. So cool, I go back to the hair store, I get the hair, and I get 2 bottles of hair dye. So when I originally colored the hair, I bought 3 bottles, but I only used 2. And I couldn't remember exactly which 2 I used. So I end up getting 2 of the 3 that I originally bought. I go back to her suite. She gives me a little container to put the dye in. Cool, I'm doing a watercolor method. So I do a test strip. I didn't put the whole bundle in there because I wasn't sure of the color. So I do a test strip and I put just a little piece of track in there. The color is not coming out right. So I'm like, dang, I think I got the wrong 2. I think I should have grabbed the other pink color because this is not looking right. So at this point, she's doing the first client. She braided her down and got her under the dryer. So the client is under the dryer. And then she like, oh, this not looking right. You're going to have to go back and get that other pink dye because this not coming out right. So I go back to the hair store for a second time. That was my mistake. Cool. I grabbed the wrong 2 bottles. I go back. I get the right shade. I come back. I do the watercolor method all over again. I pull out a test strip and it's looking like the pink, how it is in this photo. It's looking like that. Cool. At this point, a third client walks in. Mind y'all, she had already double booked me and another girl. So It's about 2 p.m. at this point, 2 p.m., 2:30. My appointment was at 12. When me and the first girl got there, it was like 12. She didn't get there, remember, until 15 minutes later. So she didn't start the first girl till about 12:15. Actually, she didn't start the first girl till about 12:30 because she had to come in and clean her suite. So it's about 2:30 at this point. A third client walks in. So I'm like, okay. So while the first client is under the dryer, she start doing my braid down. So she do about 3 braids, and then she like, oh, my assistant about to come in. She gonna finish your braid down. So I'm like, all right, cool. Her assistant get there. She's finishing the braid down. At this point, the girl that was under the dryer is now in a stylist chair. So she getting her quick weave done. So she's laying the girl tracks, whatever. The assistant is braiding my hair down. After the stylist lay all of the girl tracks, and she was getting like a bob, so she laid her tracks and like shaped the bob, whatever. She do the mousse, put the mousse on her, and she sit the first girl back under the dryer. So then I moved from the assistant chair to the stylist chair. The stylist take all of the braids down that the assistant did, and then she started doing my braid down over again. So while she doing my braid down, it's one girl under the dryer, and the third girl is now getting her hair shampooed by the assistant. So the stylist finished my braid down, and once the assistant is done shampooing the third girl, she shampooed her, blow dry her. So she sit me back in the assistant chair. Now the assistant is putting my cap on and doing my glueless, putting the glueless Morning Glory liquid on my hair. So I sit under the dryer. The first girl is now in a stylist chair, and the third girl is just waiting. So I'm under the dryer, getting my cap dry, letting my cap dry. She finished styling the first girl hair. She finished her, and it's probably about 5 p.m. at this point. And I know y'all probably thinking, like, why did you sit there from 12 to 5? And, like, I just had to see it through because I did not want to do my own hair, and I don't do pixies. And the girl, the stylist, she cold with the hair. Like, she cold with the pixies. And I just wanted my hair to be exactly how I wanted it for my birthday. So it's about 5 p.m. at this point, and she finished the first client. Cool. The first client had a bob. It was cute. She curled it, all that. So now it's my turn. About 5:15, 5:20, I'm now back in the stylist chair. So she started gluing my tracks in, and then she didn't finish gluing my tracks in until I probably say about 6:30, almost 7. Because she glued my tracks in, and then if you know pixies, you have to like shave the hair down. And I had a 27 piece, so if you know anything about 27 piece, the hair is like this short. So she's like, the whole time she glued my tracks in, she just complaining like, oh, I hate these short tracks because the tracks be so thin, and you gotta do all this and all that to it. So I'm like, girl, at this point, I'm like, just lay my tracks. I got in my head that like, just lay my tracks, shape me up, and I'll go home and finish my own hair. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want it to resort to that because, like I said, I did not want to do my own hair. So she finally lay all my tracks and like shave it down and shape it. And then she put the mousse on it. And, you know, at this point, it's like 7 o'clock. I have to go back under the dryer. It's about 7:30, I think. I have to go back under the dryer because she set me with a lot of setting foam, mousse. She put a whole bunch of mousse on it and she set me back under the dryer. Like I said, it's about 7:30 at this point. So at this point, the third client is now in a stylist chair, and she's getting her braid down because she's getting a quick weave, like closure. So she's getting her hair braided down, and I'm under the dryer. And about 9 o'clock roll around, my mom got my son. My mom called me like, hey, I got to be to work at 10. It's 9 o'clock. Like, you got to come get him. So I sit back in the stylist chair about 8, close to 9 or 8:30. I sit back in the stylist chair, and she's like, oh, the back of your hair is still wet. Like, she talking, like, she was so rude. Like, the way she spoke to people, like, when she was rotating the chair, she like, get up, go sit over there. You come over here, sit right here. Like, she was talking, like, it wasn't like, she wasn't saying, like, stuff nicely. Like, okay, I'm going to sit you under the dryer, so you go sit over here. You could, no, she was like, get up, sit over there. She was telling all us, like, that's how she was talking to us. So she pulled me from under the dryer, and she like, oh, the back of your hair is still wet. You must have had your head down. I'm like, no, I didn't. My head was up the whole time. Mind you, her assistant set me under the dryer. So I don't think her assistant, it's one of those overhead dryers, like, that hangs from the wall, and it comes, like, over your face and stuff like that. So I don't think the assistant had it far enough down where it was circulating around the back. So she like, yeah, you must have had your head down because the top and sides is dry, but your back still wet. You got to go back under the dryer. At this point, it's almost 9 o'clock. So I sit back under the dryer, and my mom calling me like, hey, you got to come get your son because I got to be to work at 10. I'm like, I got to go get my son. My mother got to be to work at 10. So I got to go get him. And she's like, okay, you could go get him. Like, you could bring him with you, whoop-de-woo. Like, it's no problem. You could go get him. So I leave, and I go get my son. And I'm telling my mom, like, dang, she had me here since 12 p.m. and it's 9 o'clock. Like, and my mom like, well, you been there all day. You might as well just let her finish. Well, before I left, she was like, oh, you're going to have to pay me before you leave. I'm like, cool, that's no issue. Like, I'm not about to run off on, like, no money or nothing. So before I left to go get my son, I cashed up her money. And I gave her $25 extra, which I shouldn't have did. But that's just who I am. It's no problem. Like, I don't care. So I get to my mom and I'm like, yeah, she had me here too long. I think at this point, I got it made up in my mind. Like, she did the hard part. She laid the track, she shaped it, she did all that, she cut it down. I can go home and finish my own hair. So my mom is telling me like, no, just let her finish. Like, you've been there all day, you might as well just let her finish and you already paid her. Cool. I pick my son up. I get back to her shop around a little after 9:30. So me and my son sitting there. She's still doing a third girl hair. She laid the girl closure, but she's halfway through her tracks. At this point, she watching baddies. She got the iPad propped up. She's watching baddies. And she's just like, oh my God, just moving so slow. So I sit there from 9:30 to 10 and I get up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just about to go home and I'm going to finish my hair. And she's like, why? Like, you sure? I just got to lay her tracks and then I'm about to do you. First of all, I was here before her. You should have told her to get up and wait, and you should have finished me before you finished her. So I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I'm in my head, like, I've been here since 12 o'clock. It's 10 p.m. I'm not about to be here no longer. I probably wouldn't have left her shop to probably 12 a.m., 1 a.m. So I'm like, I'm about to go back. I'm about to go home, and I'm going to finish my own hair. She's like, oh, I just got to lay her tracks, and then I was going to start you. I was going to finish you. Like, you want curls or you just want a flat iron? I said, no, I just want a flat iron. I'm going to go, and I'm going to do that myself. Like, I do hair. Like, I know how to do, like, I'm going to finish it myself. So I leave and I go home and I style my hair. I finish it myself. So when y'all get on here and y'all be saying how unprofessional stylist is, I used to ignore it because I don't operate like that. If you ask my clients, they be in and out in 2 hours max. I never double book. I never have more than one person in my shop at the same time. So when y'all get on here and y'all be talking about how unprofessional stylists are, I can say that I agree with y'all now because that was just crazy. It's no way I should have did a whole shift with you at work and you only had 3 clients. Like, that is beyond me. So I truly understand where y'all be coming from. And then I forgot to tell y'all, she didn't even use the first box I used. The pink was like a little bit more brighter than what it is in this picture. She didn't even use the first box. So when she said I didn't have enough hair, that wasn't true because she didn't even use it. I still left with a full box of hair.
We didn't even make it to the first date before he started to call me crying. The first mistake that I made was actually trying to take a man on Hinge serious. I have since learned my lesson. Let's rewind time. I want to say this is about 2020, 2021. I was living in Fort Worth at the time, decided to download Hinge. That was mistake number 1. I meet this guy, we get to chat and having a conversation. He seems reasonable. We exchange contact information. Actually, pause. Before we exchange contact information, we exchange social media. That was mistake number 2. Needless to say, we get to chat and having conversation. We FaceTime a couple of times and this guy is hilarious. When I say he has a great personality, he's very, very charismatic. And it was one of those things where you're talking to somebody and you feel like you've known them your entire life. We are just haha kikiing for hours. Now remember, I'm living in Fort Worth, he's living in Plano. If you're not from Texas, on the tollways, that is a 45-minute drive. It comes time to planning our first date. He wants to go somewhere out in Legacy West. That's red flag number 3. Reason why that is red flag number 3 is because it is 5 minutes from him, but 45 minutes from me. You couldn't think of something in the middle? So I tell him, I was like, hey, that's kind of far from me. Can we meet somewhere in the middle? I give him some geographical areas that are equidistant between the two of us. He's like, no, there's so much that we can do in Legacy West. We can do dinner, do games, da-da-da-da-da-da. And he sends me like a list of things that are in that area. So there's different restaurants, adult arcades, bars, all of this stuff. And mind you, Legacy West is a pretty cool area, but I just wasn't trying to drive that far. So I tell him, I was like, hey, if we're going to do something in Legacy West, can we move up the time? Because I don't want to be driving back to Fort Worth when it's late. Red flag number 4, oh, that's no problem. You could just spend the night with me. So I proceed to say, hey, let's go ahead and dub it there. No, thank you. Because I'm already seeing what type of time you on and I'm not with it. So respectfully, I tell him, I was like, hey, this is not going to work. Nice chatting with you. On to the next one. A month or so goes by. He reaches out again, like, hey, like, I really appreciated your vibe. I thought you was a cool person. Like, let's try to run it back. Like, let's actually try to meet in person and, get to know each other. Now, me, this is when I wasn't strict. I should have been strict and said no. He proceeds to say, hey, like, there's this other place that we can go to. Mind you, it's still on his side of town. So I tell him, I was like, no, I'm not driving all that way. If you want to actually plan a date, you can come to my side of town and we can do something in Fort Worth. Oh, Fort Worth is lame. I'm not going to go all the way to Fort Worth. And if I come to Fort Worth, then I'm spending the night with you. I said, you're still on the same type of time. Don't message me no more. Now, the mistake that I made is I should have removed him from social media. There's something about somebody being on your social media that gives them this false sense of access and proximity to you, especially when it's Instagram. TikTok a little different, but Instagram for sure. Out of nowhere, this man texts me maybe 2 months later and lets me know that he wants to go to Jamaica for his birthday. What that got to do with me? He proceeds to say, oh, I want to go on a vacation, so like, are you down to go to Jamaica? I have watched First 48. I'm not going out the country with a man that I can't even go on a first date with. Are you well? So I tell him again, if I can't even go on a date with you here, what makes you think I would go out the country with you? Fast forward to his birthday month, he adds me to his close friends on Instagram. And I already peeped that this is one of them scenarios where you're adding me to your close friends specifically because you want me to see something. And he posts a picture of like him at like a candlelit dinner, and I can clearly see that he's showing the angle of a woman's frame that's sitting at the table with him. And then the tag says, this could have been you. Who? So at that point, I proceed to remove him from social media and block him because what? You're weird. But I forgot to block his number because I never saved his number. I deleted the thread, so I didn't know what number to block. Fast forward a week later, I get a call at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, mind you, I'm working at the hospital and I'm working first shift, so I'm on my way to work. I'm getting back-to-back calls, so I'm thinking it's an emergency. I pick up the phone, I'm like, hello? This man is boo-hoo crying. I'm talking the type of cry where snot is coming out your nose, gasping for air. I'm thinking somebody, I'm like, whoa. Slow down. Like, I can't hear what you're saying. So I tell him, like, hey, like, is everything okay? Like, are you safe? Because me, I am an empath. He's like, yeah, my mom. Like, something happened to his mom. I'm like, okay, what happened? Like, slow down. I can't get this man to actually calm down. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Take a minute to yourself. I'm going to call you when I get to work. He texts me and proceeds to let me know that his mom may be in an unsafe location. Now, let's rewind time. This is during the Lekki massacre that was happening in Nigeria. His mom works in Lekki. Her office is right across from the toll bridge. I did not know any of this was happening because I'm on my way to work. I get to work, I open social media, and I see what is happening in Nigeria. For context, we're both Nigerian. As this event is happening, he can't get a hold of his mom. He has no idea where she is, and her office is right where the crossfire is happening. So he calls me, of all people. Now, granted, I am an empath, but what am I supposed to do? I've never even met you. And you call me crying. I get to work. Before I get to work, he's texting me like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't get a hold of my mom. I can't get a hold of her driver. And I'm like, well, the most I could do is pray. So I started praying. And then I had to clock into work. Like, I'm going to keep checking my phone throughout the day to check for updates. I'll keep praying. Like, that's the most that I can do. But I don't even know who your mom is to even know how to look for her to find where she's at in this chaos. By the time I go on my lunch break, he calls me, lets me know that his mom is okay. She's marked as safe. What we didn't know then was that the cell towers were down, which is why he couldn't get a hold of her. Needless to say,
this is the story of how I was held at gunpoint in the back of an Uber when I was in Brazil last year in Rio de Janeiro. I was out to dinner with my Brazilian friend. His name is Jonas Ponciano. I'll put a picture of us up here together. We were at a restaurant in Copacabana. It was late at night. It was a Monday. We were going to go to Pedro de Sal. So we were going to go from the restaurant back to my hotel so that I could change. And then we were going to go to Pedro de Sal. His girlfriend ended up meeting us at the restaurant, so we were all going to go together. We had finished eating. We had talked about getting the Uber. I said I was going to get the Uber, but my friend Jonas, or John, he also goes by, insisted that he was going to get the Uber. We went back and forth about it for a few minutes, and I said, I don't mind. I'll get the Uber. It's okay. But he insisted he wanted to get the Uber, so he was paying for and calling the Uber. We walk outside to the street, and I just want to reiterate, it's not like we were in a bad part of town. We were in Copacabana, like we were at a restaurant, the beach was right there, and it wasn't even really that late at night. It was like 8:30ish, almost 9 o'clock at night, and so we walked outside the restaurant. We were waiting for the Uber. Him and his girlfriend were speaking to each other in Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese. I don't know what they were talking about, and then a few minutes later, a car pulls up, and Jonas walks to the car, and and I say to the both of them, oh, this is our Uber. No one responds, right? So Jonas opens up at the passenger side. His girlfriend gets in behind the driver. Opens up at the passenger side behind the passenger seat. I get in, and then Jonas gets in the front. So me and the girlfriend are in the back. Jonas is in the front seat. We're in the car for like maybe 45 seconds. Jonas and the Uber driver are talking to each other. And all of a sudden, the Uber driver starts like punching Jonas, just starts like punching him in the shoulder. And I thought because they were talking and communicating that they knew each other and they were joking around and like roughhousing. No, because 5 seconds later, the Uber driver pulls out a gun and starts pointing it at us. Now again, I don't speak Portuguese, so I have no idea what is going on. When the Uber driver was punching Jonas, I said, what is going on? And then he pulled out a gun. Mind you, I had just survived a shooting incident in November. So November 2024, I was out on my morning run. A man that I don't even know pulled out a gun and he shot me. He shot me in my shoulder. I don't know if I can pull up, but he shot me in my shoulder and he shot me in my leg. I almost died. Craziest experience of my life. So that happened in November, and now in April, what is that, a few months later, I'm looking down the barrel of a gun in the back of an Uber, speeding down the streets of Rio de Janeiro, freaking out. I don't know what to do. So in my moment of craziness, I thought, because it was so scary. You know, the car is speeding down the road, pointing a gun, trying to grab my bag. I thought maybe if I opened the door and screamed for help, he would stop the car and let us out. No, he just went even faster. So we're speeding down the streets, speeding down the road. My car door is open. I'm yelling and screaming for help. The driver is pointing a gun at me, pointing a gun at everyone else, yelling and screaming, trying to grab my Telfar bag. And then once he couldn't grab my bag, he then decided to try to push me out of the car. So he's pushing me out of the car. I'm hanging out. The girlfriend and Jonas are trying to close the car door, get me to close the car door. It was chaos. It was chaos. It was hectic. I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. It all happened so quickly, but we ended up, the car door was still open. We ended up going around a corner, and on the corner there was a police car, and I yelled and screamed at the police for help. And then a few seconds later, the driver decided to just stop in the middle of the road, made us get out of the car with all of our belongings. Well, he apparently took Jonas's phone. I had all of my stuff. Made us get out of the car and then just sped off. And we ended up going to the hospital because Jonas's girlfriend was pregnant at the time and she wanted to get checked out. And on the way to the hospital, and while we're at the hospital, I decided to call Uber support to report the incident. Jonas's phone was taken, so he couldn't call and he couldn't report it. So I decided to do it. And I tried to log into Jonas's Uber account, but he couldn't remember his login information for me to log in, so to get the driver information. So I contacted Uber support, but because I was in Brazil and it was US Uber support, they couldn't really do anything for me that night, but they said that they would get in contact with the correct division in order for me to be able to get help and get assistance. Fast forward, I was able to get into contact with Uber support from Brazil. I gave them the date, I gave them the time, I gave them the pickup location, the drop-off location. I gave them all the information from that night. They said they were going to investigate, and they said they were going to get back to me. Uber Brazil did end up getting back to me, and what they told me was they were able to access Jonas's account, and when they accessed his account, there was no record of him requesting a ride that night. They said they checked the date, the time, the pickup location, the drop-off location, and there was nothing in Jonas's account that he had requested a ride that night. So let me just reiterate. Jonas said that he called an Uber. We walked out to the street, got into the car that was supposed to be the Uber. The guy pulled out a gun, tried to rob me and tried to rob us. And then when I contacted Uber support, they told me that he never requested a ride. So the car that we got into was not our Uber, and there never was an Uber. I don't know what car we got into, but it wasn't an Uber. it turned into this whole thing. It turned into this whole debacle. I eventually had a conversation with Jonas, and he admitted that we got into the wrong car. He said he didn't check the license plate. He didn't check to make sure that the car that we got into was the correct car, that we just got into the car. And that's how the situation happened. But that explanation does not explain how on his Uber account, there was no record of the ride. Even if he had gone in to his account and deleted it, it would still be in the Uber database. Like, Uber corporate would be able to access that. And there was no request for a ride. So the story just didn't add up. And when I explained it to people and when I told it to people, they were like, it was definitely a setup. It was 100% definitely a setup. I can't say that for sure. I don't think I'll ever know what really happened that night, because Lord knows Jonas is never going to tell the truth. He is never going to admit to what he did. But yeah, that was the situation. Aside from that situation, I had a beautiful time in Brazil. I had a beautiful, wonderful time. I would definitely go back. It was always on my bucket list to go. I got to do almost everything that I wanted to do. I had a beautiful, amazing time. The only downside was Jonas and the drama that he brought and all the fighting and everything that he did to try to ruin the trip. It was just, he was horrible. Absolutely horrible. On top of putting me in a fake Uber and trying to get me robbed at gunpoint.